All right. Welcome, everybody. And
to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. This is Clark Gaines, and I am your co-host tonight, Baylor Terrell. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to do something brand new. Wow, we've got 8 people watching already. Wow. It's pretty cool. You're probably wondering, where's Adam? He is, I think, on his way from the grocery store. Adam always gets like Mexican food the night of a big game. And so that's where he's at. But
does he make it, or does he go to a restaurant?
100% does not make it. Sorry.
Yeah.
He goes to the restaurant. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Mexican food, Baylor? Are you a big Mexican food kind of guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably my favorite non-American food. Like I just feel like a good, cheap hometown Mexican restaurant is a staple, and it has to be.
Absolutely.
Like you have to eat it once a week. My wife and I go once a week. Now we have 17,000 here in Cleveland, but there's one that we're like, this is our place.
Yeah. So what's your go-to meal? I mean, are you like a quesadilla or burrito, tacos?
Definitely not burrito. I don't know. I would say I have like 2 or 3 options. So either Polo Loco is what we call it, which is just chicken, cheese, and rice. Except I usually get it with steak because I like steak better. My wife, every time, she is a large chicken quesadilla with chicken and cheese only. And so she kind of got me on that, except, again, I get it with steak. And then the other one I'll get is they have these grilled chicken nachos that are fire. So
sounds really good.
Wyatt, to answer your question right there, which is I get pizza before game day, my tradition for Georgia games is I get Chick-fil-A every Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah. That's been going on since we were.
Since we're at Georgia. But now I get it because I'm lazy. I get it DoorDash to my house first thing Saturday morning when I wake up. So when I get out of bed, it's waiting at my doorstep.
All right. We're going to just bring on people. This is just a round table. We're just going to talk. And I'm going to add on some fellow dogs. These are all patrons. You guys are all patrons. There's Mr. Jim Wilcox. Hey, Jim, would you happen to have headphones? I'm sorry.
I do not.
You don't? That's okay.
Is it too much back feedback for you?
It's a little loud. It's okay, though. We'll work it out.
I'll turn it down. I can hear you.
Star Wars dog, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on, buddy? How we doing?
Love the setup.
I was about to say, I love the setup. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to put together my own little channel, so
yeah,
I like to display what I got.
Dude,
I'm in my wife's office, or I would show y'all my upstairs. My upstairs kind of looks like y'all's recording studio games.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like their setup for their videos. It looks clean. It looks good. Nice and bright. Mine's a little more dark, but I feel like mine's more of a late night kind of atmosphere. So
yeah. It's moody. Moody.
I'm stuck in my office.
One thing I wanted to do. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm stuck at work in my office.
Well, at least we're getting some good entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. Free entertainment. It's good stuff. I actually just got off the phone with Adam a little while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he saying?
We just talking business.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to talk about his firefighter career. So
yeah. Very cool.
Excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch Rivalry today on Pat McAfee?
I did.
No.
It made me want to run through a brick wall. It's like a 20-minute interview, and he was just awesome. And then, of course, with Pat McAfee calling the dogs, I was pounding my chest in my room.
Oh, cool.
But do we like Pat McAfee?
Love him. He's probably my favorite football. Yeah, he's probably my favorite football analyst, and it's not even close.
What were you saying, Star Wars?
So I find enjoyment with his, because that's kind of like my attitude too. Like I'm not like a super uptight or that kind of person. Like I like to kid and joke around and get a little obnoxious from time to time. I see why he's not a lot of people's jam, but I don't like him over Pollock being on game day. But game day's gone downhill anyway. Even when Pollock was still there, it just wasn't. It didn't hit the same as it used to,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind McAfee at all. I mean, I've a lot of times when you get stuck in that scroll with TikTok videos and whatnot, you see a lot of his stuff, and it cracks me up. I mean, he's hilarious to me, but that's kind of my humor as well. So
see, I've watched him before he ever got associated with ESPN. Like I've been watching him for like 2 or 3 years. Really, I was watching him back when he was in the small studio before he went to the Thunderdome. So I mean,
I don't
just
think
always
him going to ESPN is a good move.
I don't either.
I think it's going to water him down, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, and then it was funny because when he was going through all that contract stuff, he was sitting there saying, "Oh, they're not gonna, be able to, limit me to what I can say and stuff like that." And then you're on national television; they do have to. They're delaying the stream and the broadcast now because of the language. But I just always liked them.
They've always done that, Baylor, by the way, but now more than ever. Yes.
No, I know. Well, with him, they really have to.
Yeah, they really have to. But that's like, whether you like it or not, that's like part of his shtick, like he's vulgar, and that's how he is. So that's what you get when you watch.
In my opinion, yeah. I mean, he's gained his following because of how they handled their business. So I've just always been a fan.
Speaking of game day, unless something just magically changes within the next few hours, we're not going to be able to go. With the weather, the sign is like, if we take it out there, I'm pretty sure it's going to get absolutely ruined. And so it's kind of a bummer. We really wanted to, but we may, I don't know. Last minute, who knows? But
are y'all going early?
Still the original sign?
It's the original sign. Yes, it has been. It probably always will be. We want to like double it. I mean, it's huge when you take it. People are like, what? Like, what's row 60? So it's great, but now we do it not even really for the followers. I mean, it's cool. You'll get like 100 followers. It's pretty cool. Now we do it just for like, sticking it to ESPN, the man, that kind of thing.
Right. Because they try to tell y'all to go on and get, right?
Yeah. The first time we did it was Georgia, Arkansas back in 21. And I mean, that's when we were like grassroots. I mean, if you knew us then, you've been there since the beginning. But
I was a little behind that.
Yeah. Hey, if you're within the first 3 years, you're grassroots.
There you go.
We'll call it that.
Before you hit 1,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, we took it up in the air, and I made the mistake of posting on our story, on our Instagram story. It said #free advertising, and it was a picture of the sign. And I'm almost positive what happened was the ESPN people saw, okay, what the heck is row 60? They've got this giant sign. They looked us up. They saw free advertising, though it was a joke. And so we had an ESPN executive approach us, and he was he was pretty rude. I got to be honest. I wasn't really expecting that, but anyway, he was like, take it down. So anyway, that's the whole ESPN feud.
I'm sure they have a whole department designated to, because people can make some ridiculous signs, right?
Yeah.
So they got to be Hawkeye and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure they have a whole, like, what's this about? Like, make sure it's not associated with anything crazy. Yeah.
Blake said, I've been listening since episode 1 before the Clemson game. It's been awesome every year. Wow. Damn. Yeah. That was a long time ago. It's unbelievable what has happened since, what was it, September 2nd, 2021. And we're just thankful.
I still remember I had just gotten off the plane in Charlotte and called in for the call-in show.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Like I was literally, I picked my bag up and I was getting my Uber to go to the hotel. And I had the call-in show, so I made sure I called in.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, how do y'all feel about the game?
Had to grow my hair out a little bit, so I got something to pull out.
Yeah. I think there's about 3 different possibilities of what can happen. We could blow them out. It'll be a very close nail-biter game, or we could lose. I mean, it could be either one of those things. I don't know. Yeah. But night game, I think this time the crowd will be there. Yeah, I think it'll be kind of a Kentucky repeat, forcing them to make mistakes that they normally don't make.
Well, that's the thing. Me and James were talking about it a little bit earlier, but I just think the thing with one of our buddies made a good point is the thing with Lane is like he is going to throw the kitchen sink out there. So like where we
Of
could get in
course.
trouble is what my buddy's exact words were. If he goes for it on a fourth and whatever, when he has absolutely no business going for it, and they were to get it, it could change the game. But I've listened to a bunch of different podcasts on college football, and the majority of them, there's really two things. All of them are picking us to win, but the two options are, they say either it'll be like the Alabama game where they keep it close for the first half and then we kind of pull away, or they think it'll be one of those like kind of like Missouri was last weekend where they'll just sit there and hang around, but we
it just
still
won't go away.
We win, but we don't cover. But my thing is, I just think Sanford at night, because we rarely get night games, especially big night games, and so I think having that and knowing, if we win this, we're automatically going to Atlanta. I don't know. I think Kirby will have them ready to go.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Regardless of what we have to do, Lane's going to have them. Whatever wrinkles he can come up with to try to get some cheap yardage or cheap points, he's going to do it.
He gonna be scheming, that's for sure.
But I watched who was I watching? I think it was Josh Pate I was watching, or maybe it wasn't. I was watching some podcast and they said like last week against A&M's offensive, without their starting quarterback and without their number one wide receiver, their like last 5 drives to end the game was like 75 yards, 70 yards, 60 yards, and 46 yards, all for scores.
Wow.
To end the game. So that defense is good, but I think us defensively, them offensively. We've got to try to. In my opinion, you let Quinshawn's going to get his. He's, in my opinion, he's arguably the best back in the country. But I just don't. I think if we can limit the Trey Harris kid, I think that'll be the kicker.
That kid is insane.
Some of those catches he made last week was ridiculous. If I'm us, which obviously I'm not, or if I'm Georgia, I'm putting Kamari on him and just saying, you got him all night. Go.
Yeah, that's what's got to happen.
Don't sleep on Jackson Dart though. A scrambling quarterback around the edge that we cannot set this year is our kryptonite.
Yeah,
so I was talking to Gaines about that point that you just made, setting the edge. Yeah. I don't necessarily know that it's actually the in man on the line of scrimmage, because I've gone back every week. My wife hates it when I do it, but I go back and I rewatch all the games. And actually, our DNs or our outside linebackers do a great job of wrong arming. So they take on those blocks. I think the problem is sometimes the inside linebackers don't get over top. They get caught up in the middle and they can't get over top, and that's how it's hard for us to set the edge. And then the corners. You want to throw everything back inside to you, but I just don't know that we're flowing to the ball fast enough. I guess is what
we're not clogging lanes.
And some of that I think is just RPO.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to pass rush, I think our edges, like they're getting upfield, they're getting towards him, they're collapsing the pocket. But when it comes to run, it's like they can't get off their block. Yeah. Like they might even have, they might even have the offensive lineman, coming around and kind of peeling that edge back to where they have to run backwards first. But when they're in the area to get them, they can't get off that block, and they're not being held either. It's like they don't know when to let go because they don't know which side to go to.
Yeah, I think another thing too
that might be a linebacker thing.
The riches we've had in the past is when you have dudes like Roquan and you have dudes like Nakobe and Channing and Quay and Nolan and dudes where even if they mess up, they're still that guy that can go make a play. I think we have some of those guys in the room. I just think they're young right now. I don't think they're, I think like the Damon Wilson kid and Marvin Jones, and then just the more they play, they're going to get better. But when you have Nolan Smith, the dude run the 4.39. You're not going to run sideline to sideline on him. Even if he gets caught up, he still has the speed to react and make a play. Yeah, and we don't have that on defense. I think this year, I think our actual studs are in the secondary, and I think up front is more of a everybody all hands on deck kind of just bend but don't break. I feel like we've also always been that defense with Kirby is bend but don't break. We'll give up a big play here and there, but
think about the talent we've lost the past 2 years. It's insane, but
crazy.
We're reloading. And also, good point, Wyatt. I think we'll be faster on the edge with the linebackers we're going to play tomorrow. You're going to see C.J. Allen. You may see Raylan Wilson, Jalen Walker. You're going to see those guys for sure fill the place of old Pop, because word is he's not playing, but they did say he was going to try to play.
Going to give him the club,
put a cast on it,
maybe a club. But if I'm him, I'm not doing that. I don't know.
I think Pop
might just want it.
I think Pop is probably our best run linebacker, but
yeah,
in between the tackles. But I don't think he's as athletic enough. Not as athletic. I don't think he's as athletic as some of the other guys we have, like Smile and those freshmen you just mentioned, Gaines, where, to be able to, like I was saying, when I go back and watch the film, people keep saying setting the edge. I really do believe a lot of it is more of our inside linebackers not getting over the top. I think they're slower to get over the top and turn everything back in.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's
you just said the key word.
Part of it.
Yeah, I feel like you just said the key word is slower. I feel like they're just slower than last year's defense all around, like linebacker wise. even JDJ, I feel like he is slowed down greatly from what he was last year. Unless everybody else got much faster, then there's a difference, and it makes me feel even more guilty now that he's hurt, because I've been a bit upset with him this year because his performance isn't up to what it was last year.
Well, I mean, he was All-American last year. I don't think he's had that kind of year this year. And I mean, he even said that in his interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too. We want to talk about the inside linebackers, but a lot of times it's who's up front, and think about who you had last year up front and the year before. If you have 88 this year, you're eating
big difference.
He eats up a whole nother blocker. I mean, he just does. Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, right? That takes two guys away. So if you can just go, man on man, then that frees up a guy to go to pull. You can do a lot more with one more guy blocking. You know what I mean? So
we've also played a lot more packages this year, and I think it has more just to do with the offensive game of college football now with so many RPO options. We play a lot more 5-6 DBs on the field than we have, in my opinion, probably ever before. And I think that's just how college football is.
Sorry, Blake, you're right, man. We are balling. We're beating Wake Forest.
Yeah, when I seen it, we were tied 26-26. That was pretty early, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let it happen. If we win, if we beat an ACC opponent, that's great. That would be awesome. But I'm not going to hold my breath.
He's got some stuff brewing on the recruiting trail right now.
Yeah, we got that 5-star. What's his name?
We got two. We got Dominique's son and that other kid.
Wow.
Didn't our soccer team either? It might have been.
They won tonight. They won 2-1. So they won the second round.
Yeah, the tournament.
There he is. Yeah, they won the SEC tournament.
I'm going to require a boom.
On the night.
Yeah, give us a boom.
Hey, little boom for the little people in the house. So,
Adam, do you have
10-4?
Do you have headphones? If not, it's okay. It just
no. I need to go get headphones. You're right. I forgot about that. Just put me backstage for a second.
I'll put you on mute. How about that? All right, you're on mute. This is fun right here. Normally Adam and I are together, especially on these Friday nights when we're doing big games. We thought about doing a call-in show, and then we were like, we're just swamped. I had to go to South Carolina last night to film this Diwali event at the governor's house, which was just bizarre. It was crazy. It was a really fun event. But anyway,
cool.
I've been editing all day, and I just didn't have time. We didn't have time to set up a call-in show. But this, I feel like, is pretty cool. Getting a little round table discussion going. So,
yeah, this is what I'm used to with a lot of the YouTube that I play around in. Is a lot of StreamYards popping in and stuff like that. It's fun.
First time I've ever heard of StreamYard, but I like it.
Oh
yeah. I like this better than Zoom. See, I thought you had to do this. You good, Adam?
If I could figure out how to make these AirPods.
Oh, that's
connect
better.
to the computer. Oh man, let me get them off my phone real quick.
I've got to charge my mouse. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, Bluetooth is
Actually,
off.
How's everybody's week?
Week's been
Nice
good,
and tame leading up to it, or what?
I traveled quite a bit this week, but I'm back now. So,
where'd you go, Bale?
me and my cousin and two of our buddies, we did a 5-day NFL trip. So Thursday night last week, we were in Pittsburgh for the Steeler Titans, and then we drove to Philly on Friday, and then went to Baltimore on Sunday and watched. Actually, on Saturday, I watched the Georgia game in a random bar in Baltimore, but we went to Ravens Seahawks and got to watch Roquan and Ben play on Saturday, and then on Sunday, and then Monday night we drove to New York and watched the Chargers Jets.
Hey,
That's
boy,
Kelsey's.
I'm a diehard Pelotoner, man. You know, I don't have the official gear. I just wear my old cutoff T-shirt and get on here, and I have my stationary bike. I love it, man. I get on there, put on some Guns N' Roses or something, let it rip, just go. Sorry to interrupt you, Bailey, but old Blake cracked me up with that.
Oh man.
Clark, how
What?
does one connect its AirPod things that I got passed down from my wife to me to this computer?
All right, wait a second. Are they legitimate AirPods or are they like
they're
knockoff? Okay.
Legitimate.
Yes. Okay. You got the G too.
Yeah, look at that.
All right, look, are you on the Mac?
Huh?
Are you on the Mac?
I'm on the Mac.
computer?
I'm on the Mac.
All right, here we go. Go up to the top right,
Yeah.
and there should be a
Oh, I
little
said
headphone.
Bluetooth on. Yeah.
All right, Bluetooth on.
Kelsey's AirPods Pro.
Yep.
I hadn't changed the name to Adam's AirPods Pro.
I see.
There you go.
Getting chippy in the basketball game, J.R. Real says.
What's the score?
Are we really about to beat? I think we're about to beat Wake Forest. The score is, hold up a second. The score is 80-72. We're beating a formidable ACC opponent.
Love that.
So, yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Clark, you can, if this is your StreamYards, which I assume it is because you hosted. If you wanted to, you could make Adam an admin to where he.
To where now? What now? Make an admin.
And if you wanted to do that, you click members. So
Okay.
you'd have to open up another tab and open StreamYards.
Okay.
And then click members and click Adam and then make admin.
Okay. Look at this.
So like he could pull
Oh,
up,
I see what
he
you're
could pull
saying.
up
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
and everything else.
I got
too.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll figure that.
Upload
Yeah.
video.
Let me team name. We are Row 60.
Oh,
There you go.
Right. Adam Thornton. Look at us. If you're just joining us,
where'd y'all
thank
go?
y'all. Can you see us, Adam?
No.
All right.
I've been trying to connect. I think it was Kelsey's AirPods Pro. I don't have Pro AirPods. And I've lost y'all. I have no idea where y'all are at.
He got amateur AirPods.
Hey, look, take you got the case?
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
see, it's not. Yeah, I need to hit that dot on it where it can search for.
Hold the dot down. Yeah, hold the dot down.
Yeah.
Adam and technology, it's like oil and water, man.
Hey,
There's
a learning curve.
I can't see y'all. Where did y'all go?
you'd have to find your StreamYards tab.
Uh-oh.
That's
I'll
what
figure
I
it out.
assume.
Y'all keep on talking. Once I get this all dialed in, then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this deal. We'll get the party rolling. But right now,
That's right.
I'm having some technological difficulties. And y'all just keep
Yeah.
going. Don't let me be an interruption. Y'all are doing great. I was listening to y'all on the YouTube coming. Love it.
Adam, how was your Mexican?
Mexican was great as always, man. You can't beat a good Texas fajita nachos with
Ooh,
no pepper, no
fajita
tomato.
nachos.
I love it, man. I mean, you can't beat
Damn.
some Mexican.
Wyatt said, go Dogs. By the way, give credit to the soccer team today. They advanced in the tournament.
Hey, and they're playing in the Clemson Regional, man.
What?
Yeah, they're playing like, you know how baseball
Wow.
has regional, super regionals. They're in the Clemson regional. So
How I can't believe I'm about to say this, but how great would it be if somehow Georgia Tech beat them outright?
oh, it'd be great. I mean, I hate saying that. It makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit. But
I mean, yeah, I don't want either team to win, but like, how awesome would that be?
This on the web.
no.
Thanks, Siri.
She got Siri.
Oh man.
Yes, that's fantastic.
This y'all right here. Wait. Oh my gosh. Look, y'all. I'm sorry. I've done made a train wreck joining this thing.
Jack.
Oh, you're good. I mean, honestly, you sound fine. I think I don't hear much of an echo.
Just find y'all.
Jack, we are not going to college game day as of right now. We're not, but yeah. I mean, if anybody just really wants to go with me to hold the sign out in the rain, let me know. Might be a possibility. I don't know.
Adam, have you allowed access to your camera?
Okay. Wow. I had y'all on there, and I was clicking the Bluetooth to try to connect my AirPods, man. And once I hit the Bluetooth, y'all have just disappeared. And I'll be honest, the last time I spent significant time on a MacBook was probably the spring of 2015. This one my wife has is definitely not what that one was like that I got in the fall of 2011.
Right.
Oh man.
So possibly down at the bottom, you'll have whatever internet user you use.
Yes,
or
sir.
Like Chrome or Safari.
Yeah,
you
got it. Star Wars got it. Got it. I'm here. I'm back.
That's what I figured it was. You lost
Star Wars is now the official IT guy of Row 60.
He's got it, man. He knows about the
I've been learning, but Yardbird.
The Yardbird.
Blake Newman said, "Pick 6 tomorrow for the Dogs." Hey, listen. If we get a pick 6 tomorrow,
who's it going to be?
Bullard.
Kale Stone says Kamari is due for a pick.
I was thinking
I agree, man. I think
Kamari
is due for one, especially a pick 6. That'd be great.
We're going to play him the whole game against Trey Harris, and he's going to take a pick.
Yeah.
Early in the game or late when they're desperation heaving it up?
I'm hoping early.
Yeah, early set the tone, man.
I'm hoping early too.
You watch how Bullard tracks the ball. I think he was going to get it.
You're right.
That's what I said. That's my guess. The way he's been on target.
Hell, let's get 3 or 4.
Could be Tyke.
That's it.
Could be Tyke again. I mean, that seems to be his bread and butter this year. Is he not the interception leader this year, Tyke Smith?
Tyke?
For us, I think
he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
I was watching some show today, and they were talking about how Tyke is just playing out of his mind, and I'm sitting there going, well, this is what he did at West Virginia before he got hurt and came to us.
Right. And then, he got hurt over there in Auburn in 2021, set him back. And I couldn't be more thankful for what he's doing and the years he's having, man, the patience, the adversity he's gone through, and how he stepped over that star position. He's been a player. He's been Look, I'm trying to really focus on this. He's
been out of position a couple of times, but he's made up for it with some real big plays.
Oh yeah, he has, man. He has. He had a real good day in Jacksonville. Hey, can I get an old school plug-in?
Do that.
That's what I'm going to
do that. J.R. Real says opinions. All right, Adam, I'll mute you. Let's see. J.R. Real says opinions on Big Ten suspending Harbaugh. Michigan filed a restraining order against the conference and commissioner. That is hilarious. I didn't know the second part of that. I saw Harbaugh, yes, has been suspended for 3 games, which does include the Ohio State game. And what that is, folks, is this right here.
Though, during the week.
It's a slap on the wrist. Unbelievable.
Gaines, I have a different take on that than you do.
I know you do. Look.
Hang on. Hear me out, though. So one of if y'all don't know, I'm from Tennessee, about an hour from Knoxville, so I live around a ton of ball fans. And so when all this news broke, they were going crazy because it got started on Twitter, of course, that Michigan sent all the signs and stuff to South Carolina, and that's how South Carolina beat Tennessee. And so my take on this is, as far as the Michigan stuff goes, like, first off, everybody still signs during the game. Now, the way they did it, no, not everybody does that, but everybody still signs. But even with still in signs, you still got to go out there and make the plays. And so that's why I'm like, okay, like, yes, I understand that, like, you're not supposed to do that. But at the end of the day, you can have the perfect play call, and if the players don't make the plays, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you remember what we did.
I'm indifferent to it. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you remember what we did at Georgia, right?
I mean, we cut up TV copies every week strictly for that.
Adam, be careful munching on the ice.
Oh, my bad.
Your mic is right there.
That is true. Right. All right, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done. I'll take a bite and take a sip, man. You know, that's one of the best investments I've ever made in my life is getting a crushed ice maker machine for the house. I probably go through about 6 cups of crushed ice a day, without a doubt. Anyway,
Caitlin, my wife is calling me. Give me a sec.
All right. So how
it's your friendly dentist, Adam. I don't agree with that, but I do the same thing. So it's okay.
All right, there you go, but that's right, man. That's right. But so how are we feeling about tomorrow night, boys? I missed kind of the opening conversation.
We're doing
everything.
We're doing
Adam or Clark, you're not muted.
Clark, you're not muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm leaving. It was actually
This is a triangle.
I'm leaving the church. It'll be like 2 hours.
Let's all listen to Caitlin.
How about say,
You're not muted. All right. Trying to have a conversation with these boys. Clark.
Tyke Smith leads interceptions with 4 this season so far.
There you
I
go.
thought so. Yeah.
What games did he get
so.
him? I know he got one in one in Vanderbilt.
Kentucky.
One in Kentucky, that's right. And then where was
maybe UAB?
What are we talking about?
it? Might have been the games you Tyke Smith got an interception.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Did he get one at Auburn?
I think he did get one at Auburn.
that was what I was going to say, but I wasn't sure.
Auburn. And then did he get one against either Ball State or UT Martin?
I feel like it was UAB if he got
Yeah.
one in those games.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So you're not going to game day. Are you going to the game though still?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man. We'll be doing that, but no, we're not. The logistics didn't work out for game day.
Yeah.
I hate it.
That's pretty early yet.
I hate it. Yeah. It's it didn't work out, but you know, I'll get it.
Adam, we were talking about a topic before you got on here, and I want to know your take on it.
Yeah.
We were talking about as far as our defense setting the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us, Adam.
Well, I just want to know what you think. So I every week I've gone back and rewatched all the games, right? And I think some of it is more of the inside linebackers not getting over the top of blocks as it is our actual edge defenders doing their job. Because when I go back and watch the film, I see our outside linebackers and our DNs wrong-arming the pulling guard all the time. And I think our inside linebackers are getting caught up. You're either getting reached or getting caught up in the middle and not getting over top. I just want to know what you think on that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty in depth and pretty good there, man. I think we were because we were talking about this after the Tennessee game last year with the edge being set when Nolan Smith. I think Nolan Smith was so good at it, and we were so blessed with him for so long. And I think since then we felt like it's just been, I think he hit a lot of it for so many years, and I don't know. I feel like too, and I just wonder with our inside linebackers, a lot of people are talking about looking at, and we've said it before, looking slow on sideline to sideline and stuff, and everything, setting the edge, everything. How much does that have to do with not having a Devontae White, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter blowing up the middle?
Right.
Like you said,
That was kind of the other point that we brought up was just I don't think we have the dudes that we've had in the past. I still vividly remember, I take it all the way back to Roquan at Notre Dame, that play where they did the bootleg and he ran sideline to sideline and made the play in the back. And then you went from him to then you went to Nakobe and you had Channing and Quay and in front of them you had Jordan and when you've lost 7 first rounders on the front 7. I think those guys were so athletic and they could make up for any technique mishaps that they had.
Right. No, I think you're exactly right, man. And just that being able to blow up the A gap and bounce it outside even more allows you, just like we've talked about with those inside linebackers, getting to the outside and the flats, man. I feel like that blowing up the middle also creates more time for those outside linebackers to be able to set the edge as well as they bounce it out. So I think it's a combination of all that, man. And I don't know. I'm excited about – did we talk about Jalen Walker already and Damon Wilson and them getting more snaps out on there? Because, I mean, you get that there. Damon Wilson's going to be a freak, man. And Jalen Walker just causes havoc. Just a stud. Just an absolute stud. And I hope we see a lot of them. And I'll tell you where –
I'm interested to see if we're going to play him at inside or if we just keep him on the outside, because I feel like he just wreaks so much havoc when he's on the edge.
Yeah. I think, man, you get Walker, put him on the outside, man. I think you're going to see C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson rotate on the inside linebacker spot, which are just studs, absolute studs, man.
Whatever happened to Sori? I know I asked y'all that in the group chat last week, because
I don't know.
Early on I felt like he was playing all the time, and then I feel like we just haven't seen him since Smile got all the way back.
But you're right. I don't know exactly where he's been at, because I thought it was pretty impressive, the times he was out there at the beginning of the season, right?
Even like the Auburn game, I thought he played great.
Yeah, and a veteran guy, and I think he really played above what the expectation level was him, what we were going to see with him playing. But I tell you, I don't know. I'm excited about C.J. Allen. I think he's a stud, man, and Raylan. I think we got some very good young linebackers. Everybody's talked about it in the whole Georgia community, but some of these older linebackers better watch their job. These guys coming in. I think we'll miss the leadership of Pop more than anything out on the field too, and just the natural veteran instinct of playing a lot of snaps. And but C.J. Allen's going to be special, and I actually think he's faster sideline to sideline.
I agree.
Kale said Chaz just not cutting it on the edge. Need Marvin Jones Jr. and Michael big Saturday. Here's the thing. Yeah, and I do tend to agree with you. But here's the thing about Chaz. He's not your pass rusher, right? And third down situations, you will see Michael. You will see Marvin Jones, second downs, that kind of thing. But really, Chaz is that guy to stop the run, essentially, right? He's not going to drop back in coverage, though he did make a good play this year in coverage. And I turned to Adam and I was like,
he's one of those guys I was talking about when I talk about wrong arm and the pulling guards. Yeah. Chaz is constantly doing that. I mean, I know people hate on him, but like if you go back and watch the film, like when Chaz comes off the edge, if there is somebody pulling, he is the first guy to just take his head and stick it right in their chest.
You got to. You have to.
Yeah.
And
that's his one job.
And I was listening to one of the shows I was talking about. That's what they were saying is like we're just so, not dominant, but like we are just so aggressive defensively as far as like you have guys that know, okay, well, if this dude's pulling, I'm going to put him on his rear end, and that's what they go do. And Chaz does that literally all the time because I feel like Chaz has gotten a lot of hate, in my opinion, after going back and watching games. That I'm like, I don't necessarily know that he was as bad as everybody thought he is because sometimes, or more times than not, Chaz's job is strictly just to eat blockers.
Right. No, that's right. Yeah. And assignments in different ways, man. But I'm a big Marvin Jones guy. Kale mentioned him.
Michael's been quiet lately, and I don't know if that's just because teams are double teaming him. They probably are. I haven't watched as close as I probably should.
He's just been battling an injury bug too.
That too.
That's that and yeah, but it would be nice to see him this last few games of the year going into the postseason, eat and do it. But I don't know. I think having Ingram's Dawkins back's huge. You have Miller step up and play more as well, and I don't know. I'm tomorrow, what I'm really interested in seeing is us being able to get off the field on third down with how Ole Miss is offense.
We've been great at that all year, though.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Star Wars.
My concern is at the corner spot, and it ain't with Lester.
Oh yeah,
it's the other side of the field.
Yeah.
I've watched too many first downs happen because of that kid. And
Yeah, man, I mean, everybody saw it last week. The kid got picked on. I feel like Everett did not have his best game.
I felt like he was in good position last week.
Theo Reese
it was right there at the very end that the offensive guy made a better play. I mean, it's down to the bird could have eaten OPI.
There's a reason why he was picked on, though, is he's put film out there all year that he is out of position more times than not.
Yeah, I agree. I think Humphrey.
I don't know if Humphreys is much better because Kirby keeps starting Everett, but something's got to be figured out. I mean, even on the episode of Insider, there was a clip of Kirby, like personally, like one-on-one coaching him, like within that SEC Insider episode. Like, I mean, he needs more of that. I think he could get straightened out, but. Man, I don't know if it's his footwork or if he's just not quite understanding the assignment when he's in zone. Because I feel like when he's in man, he's like within that half step region, But when he's in zone, it's like he lets the guy pass as if the safety's going to cover, but that's not what the defensive scheme was.
Right. Yeah, Everett, man, I feel like Humphrey is going to be a guy that's I don't know why I feel this way, but I think Humphrey's going to get majority of the snaps at cornerback.
I hope so.
I don't think we'll run 3 cornerbacks this week. They've been rotating a lot, and then we go out in this look where we have kind of Kamari last year kind of playing the star in a sense, playing the slot guy, and then lining Burden up in the slot was brilliant. But I think we'll see Humphrey get out there, but Everett, he looks apart though as a dominating corner. It's just like the lights hadn't came on yet, but we'll see what happens, man. Humphrey and Everett, just 2 guys that were highly regarded, highly talented coming in, and
Everett's just driving me crazy.
They've got dudes behind them too, so I mean
they do. Mm-hmm. They got one of the best safety tandems in the nation behind them, and.
We'll definitely see Tyke back in the star tomorrow. I mean, because like you were saying, Adam, with Luther Burden being in the slot, you're going to have to put your best coverage guy on him. But this week it's Trey Harris, and he's your ex.
Right.
I just tell Amari wherever he goes. Yeah. If he goes to the bathroom, follow him.
Tyke.
Yeah. You get on him, man. And that's what Kamari last year should get more attention for how elite of a cornerback he is on the national level, man.
Oh, God.
I read somewhere the other day he's projected first round now.
That's good.
The year.
I saw something at the beginning of the year. Well, this was a couple of weeks ago. He wasn't even listed as a top 10 corner in the nation, which I think is just asinine. It's crazy. Just crazy. But he's a stud, man. And I don't know, tomorrow, I think it's going to be key to not let them get big yardage on first down, make it 2nd and 4. Because if they get 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, that's essentially you got 3 plays you got to stop them because Lane Kiffin's going to go for it on 4th down. I don't think it's going to matter what side of the field he's in. So being able to get them in 2nd, 3rd down long situations, I think would be good. But the stats and numbers that lines up that how bad they are on converting 3rd down offensively and how successful we are on defense on 3rd down and on the flip side on offense as well. I think it was Josh Pate that was talking about that the other day. I mean, when you look at the stats, man, I mean, that's big. But I think limiting that, limiting the explosives. I don't know. I've been nervous about this one, guys. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just kind of had a weird feeling about it all week.
I did at the beginning. I've started to shift. I don't know. I just have a good feeling for some reason.
I mean, are these seniors really gonna go out there? How many games have they lost total their whole career? You think about it. I mean,
they win this week, we're in Atlanta. Regardless,
they've lost 3 games.
2 or 3.
Do you really think they're going to go their last time in Sanford Stadium, just losing 3 games total, and lose their last time?
Never had they lost at home? Because the last time we lost at home,
never lost
2019 South Carolina.
That's right.
Never.
It would just be the 5th year guys that maybe took a red shirt of the COVID year, but the true just like started freshman year 2020, and now
Beck recruiting class.
Yeah. And McConkey, he redshirted that year though, didn't? But those guys, man, and then that's why you look at it like they're not going to lose at home. They're not going to lose the last time they step on the field.
No, I don't think so.
Even if you put Brock Bowers out there just to get the crowd fired up, just see him run on the field, I think it'll be similar to what you saw. Y'all remember when Todd Gurley had the the kickoff return, his first time back against Auburn in 14.
Oh, yeah.
I know they call
Never
it back
forget
for a
that.
penalty. But seeing him just run on the field, what it did to
Ryan-
the crowd and everything.
Ryan Rankin did
Yeah.
not hold that play.
Nope.
I will take
Did
that
not.
to my grave.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean,
And
but
Tyler Simmons was onside.
Tyler Simmons was onside. You dang right. Yep.
Right. Can
Well-
you possibly pull up a Jody Cook message
Let's see.
or chat?
There are a couple. I hope the rain plays in the Dogs' favor.
So I think it
Maybe. Is that-
is kind of against Georgia for that because I think our offensive firepower is in the passing game, not so much the running game. Although I have faith that we can get off some decent runs tomorrow, and it's going to look good. And I think Dejan will probably have close to 100 yards by himself. But if the rain limits the passing, that's going to limit our offense a good bit because that's really our bread and butter this year.
It
Yeah.
is, but I mean, when you go back and look at play counts, we're like
Balanced.
52-40. Yeah, we're very, very balanced.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we're
bet you
balanced.
also got to take into account too, though. Some of our run plays are those quick screen we throw out real quick just to get 4 or 5 yards. We consider that part of our run game to stretch the field too.
True.
So that's
fair.
the rain can affect that part of it. But
True.
Yeah, but I mean, anyway, anytime number 4 for the other team's getting the football, I'm gonna hold my breath a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Adam, I was going to ask you about that. Like, if you're defensive game planning this, do you just go in saying you have, 2 options: either he's going to get his, and we're going to, hold everybody else down, or do you sit there and go, we're going to make everybody else beat us and not let him beat us?
you make Jackson Dart beat you with his arm. You don't let him scramble like Brady Cook did in the first half. You stop the run, full-fledged stop the run first. And if Brady Cook comes in there and he beats you with his arm, then you tip your hat to him and move on. But you do not let them get balanced and run the football. You sell them the run first, beat them. Don't let Brady Cook Jackson Dart break
I was about to
containment,
say, what?
get a cheap 6-7 yards.
With Pop
So-
being out, I think we should. I think it was CJ Allen getting more time. I think he has to be your spy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's
Regardless.
fast. Yeah,
'Cause I feel like
fast,
that
man.
was the thing with Pop being the spy. Sometimes he was a step or two slow to get to Cook.
Yeah.
You know what you do? No. Here's what you do. You don't spy. You send the house. Screw the spy. Go.
Let him.
Look, think about what we did with Tennessee last year. Granted. Hendon Hooker didn't really hurt you with his legs quite like Jackson
Right.
Dart could.
I think
Yeah.
I
Allen
think you
is
send the
spy,
house
though.
up.
I agree, Baylor. I agree. Allen, your
My-
spy is fast, man, and that's one thing, man. With a spy, though, you got one job. It's literally follow the quarterback around the pocket, and once he breaks containment, make a beeline towards the quarterback when he gets
Yes.
outside.
So that's my problem with sending the house is if they we've talked about speed tonight and how we seem slow. If we send the house and they skirt away from the boys that went past him, who's there next? I mean, that's an
I know.
8-yard
Yeah, no, I
gain
know, I know,
easily.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Gotta
Like
step up in
that's
the
what
pocket.
scares me because right when you think they're gonna get him, there he goes. He's
Right.
away.
Right.
I think another thing, adding on to that though, just one thing this year that I think we've gotten even better at is, and I've said this for years now, but I think it's more evident now than it ever has been, is just how good we are at halftime adjustments. Like,
In game.
Yeah. You hate to say we're a second half team, but like we come out in the second half and we just shut people down. They have nothing to do on us.
That's right, man. That's right, man. And that's special coaching staff that they've got. And
Yes.
I tell you, going back, I think the biggest key to the game is going to be O-line play. Georgia's O-line play. I think that's
Couldn't
going
be.
to be.
Nah.
I think that's going to be it, man.
Adam, we talked about that before you got on here.
Oh, okay.
Not O-line play, but I was telling them one thing that from the game last week of Ole Miss and A&M, the last 5 possessions for A&M offensively for touchdowns or for scores was 75, 70, 60, and 46 yards.
Yeah.
So Pete, don't get me wrong. I think Pete Golden's going to be very aggressive tomorrow. he always is. He was that way at Alabama too. And Lane's going to be aggressive offensively. But I think it's one of those things like play the chess match the first half, see what their game plan of how they're trying to attack us, and then either go into halftime up or close and then kind of pull away third quarter. I really do think it'll be a lot like the Alabama Ole Miss game where they're there for the first half, and then once we kind of figure out what they're doing, we're like, all right, let's play now.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what, if he starts, Lane gets fourth down happy going for it, and then Golden just sells out, blitz all, leaves a lot of man situations. I think if that's their game plan, they do that. There's a possibility Georgia runs away with it then. And I mean, like a 41-17 type deal.
Let's talk about this for a second.
No.
Will Gretsch, I've been very impressed with how Oscar Delp has grown up with Brock Bowers' absence. When Brock does return fully healthy, we're going to have another dynamic duo. Brock's absence might have been a blessing in disguise, forcing Beck to rely on other receivers. And I agree.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
You've seen some guys step up, and
that and getting 84 back.
Yeah, Ladd being back to normal helps a lot. I like Oscar. I like his speed. I think
he's grown a lot as a blocker too.
Yeah, I think he has the same amount of speed as Brock. I really do. Mm-hmm. If you put them side by side and tell them to go race, I think Oscar would beat Brock actually.
Be close.
It would be close. No, it'd be close.
He's lighter, so he might have a little bit more speed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think it's been good for Lawson too, because I think pass catching wise, Lawson's going to be a freak, but I think kind of getting baptized into the fire blocking wise has been huge for him. Even though he's had to take some growing pains, I think it'll pay dividends in the long run, especially the rest of this season. But then moving on into once 19's gone, obviously in a top 5 pick next year, and we've got to rely on 7. I think that this will pay dividends then.
I agree, man. I agree. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches what you have with Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky waiting in the
and what we got coming behind them too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Pierce Spurlin hadn't even played that much this year either.
He's been banged up a little bit this year as well, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, Kirby was talking about that today too on McAfee. He was saying this year's been so much different because in 2021 and 2022 you had so much of the same guys playing. And then this year you have pretty much a whole new group of guys. And on top of that, we've been more injured this year than we ever have been. He was saying we have 2 of our starting offensive linemen out, a brand new quarterback. Brock's been out. Defensively, we've been hurt. It might not be everybody at once, but, you've got a DN going down here and an outside linebacker here and then a defensive back here. And it's just been having to kind of weather the storm of getting everybody healthy. And I mean, I think we're as healthy now as we've been pretty much all year. If we get a Marius back, that's going to be huge.
Huge, man, because then you can move Truss back to his original position.
Yeah.
Put it in jail, and I'm good.
I thought Fairchild's played great, though, since he's been there. I think he's played about as good as you can ask him to have played.
He has. I think everybody that we've plugged in and played through just injuries and everything, young guys too, have really stepped up on the line.
For sure. I know as far as Delp's concerned, I've been calling him Brock Bowers light, even last year. But I feel like even that name is more of it's not so much true anymore. I mean, he's probably not going to be as physical as Brock,
right?
Just because he's such a special, just ridiculous beast. But
he's once in a lifetime.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
he is.
But he's not going to be far. Like what we're seeing currently and what he's been putting on film and on the field, he's going to be damn good.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a stud, man. Right, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Hey,
Are you all right?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm battling some. I don't know. I think.
Well, you better get it right.
Hold on just a second. I want to show you something.
Get some lozenges.
Yeah,
oh my gosh! No,
get you a throat lozenge.
No,
get you a lozenge.
A little lozenge.
Uh-oh.
What do you got?
Decide to show up. Oh, let me show y'all this first, and I'll let this
please.
In.
We got somebody in the queue in the backstage.
We do.
It said I was in the backstage area earlier.
So. Yes.
Dude.
Blake Newman said, "Slap your row 60 sticker on it." Talking about my Buc-ee's mug. This thing is huge, by the way. It is literally 52 ounces. I think you go in 2 Buc-ee's, get this thing refilled. But anyway, he said put a sticker on it. I want to put a brand new sticker. We have some of those. If you're a patron, which most of y'all, actually every one of y'all in here are, I'm going to be sending these out to y'all soon, but yeah, I'll put this
I want one.
Anyway,
I need to get this.
Adam, you want-
Got it.
I want one.
I'll get you one, Adam.
Thank
There
you. Thank you.
Now I've got a row 60 on the mic. Oh, you can't really see it. Oh well.
Oh, I
It's
see
on the
it.
mic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
There we go.
Star Wars,
you
you
need
got
to get
it.
you some merch, man. Get
I
you
was
some
about to
stuff
say.
for that.
I got one right here too, but you can't really see it.
Nice.
Let me ask you right quick: who is your favorite Jedi and who's your favorite Sith Lord? I got to know.
Okay, Sith Lord is going to be Darth Bane.
Okay.
And that you're really going to know
Here's
from
the best
book.
right here.
There you go.
Oh,
There
shoot,
you
he's got it on the
go.
helmet.
Jim coming in
Got it
hot.
on the
helmet.
Coming in hot with love that.
Hell
Love
yeah.
that.
I love wearing that.
Um,
People go, "What's row 60?" I'm glad you asked.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
I love it, man.
Look
Love
him
it.
up on the YouTubes.
There you go.
He's sharp on that.
Jedi, I'd either have to go with Anakin or Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay. Nice. Who is Darth Bane? How do I not know that?
So, he has been canonized, like he's part of the actual story now.
I see.
But he's the creator of the Rule of Two, and there's a book trilogy, and it's like the best thing Star Wars has ever put out. And it's
Wow.
the books aren't technically canon because of Disney's purchase, but they are phenomenal. If you ever get the chance to get it on Audible, highly suggest it. And
All
I plan
right.
on doing a stream about it soon. So even if not,
yeah.
maybe tune in and have a listen
And
to what we
learn.
talk
Oh, yeah.
about.
Yes. Sounds good, man. All right, we're gonna bring
Heck
in old Rich Beck.
That's awesome.
Oh, Rich.
Oh, there
What's
you
up,
go.
man?
Hello. How we doing?
He's got the
I
Star
love
Wars
it, man.
too.
I got the Star Wars too. Yeah, I'm a pretty big
Nice.
Star Wars.
Go.
Love that, man. This
Very
is a
cool.
party right here.
Yeah.
Everybody join on.
Yeah.
Everybody come on. Rich, how
What's
you doing,
going
brother?
on? I'm doing good. It's a little cold here in Buffalo, but we're getting by.
There you go.
It's been a busy
Love
day. You know, it's Veterans Day. Thank you,
That's
veterans,
right.
everybody
Yes,
out there.
Thank you, veterans.
Uh,
That's
well,
right.
For
That's
me,
right.
Not
we got.
quite
Well,
yet.
it's not
It's
tomorrow,
actually-
but
It's actually the Marine Corps birthday today, which
Veterans Day.
I was a Marine myself. So
Oh, awesome, man.
It's,
Thank you for your
bit of
service.
our
Star
birthday.
Wars.
Thank you for your
So-
service. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff. That's good stuff.
Rich, I'll be in
Love
your
that.
neck of the woods on Tuesday through Friday this week, actually.
whoa.
Oh, yeah.
For
One
what?
of
It's gonna be cold.
one of the bigger dental course or CE courses that we go to, Dr. Shatkin in Buffalo. That's we go up there and
I hear his
we go at
commercials
least
all
once
the
or
time.
twice. Yeah, so the mini implants he does, we do those down here. So we're going up there, I think Tuesday, and then coming back. I'm coming back actually Friday early. I'm leaving the conference early because I'll be headed to Knoxville
Yeah.
without a doubt on Saturday. So
Yes, sir.
also,
Nice.
I have to do this. Y'all probably aren't gonna like it, but I do have to say that my wife is an Ole Miss grad. So
Oh, that
house
is right.
divided. House divided this week.
That is right. Oh man,
God
she
is
talking
really
smart.
God is really testing our marriage early on.
Baylor,
6 months.
I really think she's the only woman on planet Earth that could handle you and your
flip.
antics.
No,
Can't get
100%.
that bad boy to flip.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. That's good
Last
stuff.
time I was on the app and everything was flipped the right way. I can't get it to happen this time. This time
Oh,
I
yeah.
clicked on the
Oh, you
Patreon
did.
link.
There you
So-
go. There you go. That's good. That's a good jersey collection, man. I need a good background. If we're gonna
Man, we
start
got some.
doing
We
this,
got some stuff here.
you know, I
We
need to
got,
put
we
a.
got Jim
Dang.
Kelly, James Cook, Buffalo.
Yep.
We got Eric Moles. I was a big Jaguars fan as a kid. We got a couple. We got Maurice Jones-Drew. He's my fantasy
Nice.
god.
Is
Yeah.
that
Mark
Mark
Brunell
Brunell?
was-
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Brunell. He was my first ever football jersey when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like they came out. Jacksonville came out right in the prime of like my beginning of being interested in football, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is going to be my team." Mark Brunell was there. He was slinging it. It was just
That's
easy.
awesome, man. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Now, if we're gonna keep doing this, I'm gonna have to get the background. I'm gonna have to get a bookshelf with many books, leather bound books.
There we go.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta have
what
the
I'm
leather
sure.
bound books.
Throw,
You know.
throw the row 60 right there on the lampshade.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Love
man.
it. Love it. Love it. Star Wars. Love it.
Let's do this. Joseph. Shout out to Joe. He's a patron. Him and his daughter listen to us. I know we talked about the rain affecting Georgia, but what do you think it could do to Dart and Ole Miss offense. Do you think we'll see a little different game plan from Ole Miss due to the weather? And did you see their uniforms? Yes, I saw their all-white uniforms.
Fire.
They look pretty good, honestly.
Are they wearing the real
All white.
The real
All white.
All white.
All white with red trim.
Yeah, but
everywhere.
these are new helmets, I think. I haven't seen these before.
Okay. So yeah, they're not okay. Wow, I hadn't even seen that. I hadn't had a chance to look, but they're gonna be jacked. But as far as the rain affecting Dart and Ole Miss, I think it's gonna be rain or shine no matter what. The first thing you do to slow them down, stopping the run.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan, period. I think they're a run-heavy team this year, which is a little bit different than what we have come to know of them.
Yeah.
But
the next 2 weeks is going to be like that, which is crazy.
I'm going to say Tennessee's the same way. I mean, they don't throw the ball. They run the ball so well.
And their defense is pretty good, too.
Oh,
yeah, their front seven is
for
very good.
Both of these teams, Tennessee and Ole Miss.
And that's something you haven't seen from either team. It's like a different identity for both teams. I mean, both, you don't expect. Yeah, you don't expect the front seven at Tennessee or Ole Miss.
I'm interested to see what wrinkles Lane throws to help get guys in positions to make blocks for the run game, because I think that'll be part of the chess game is what different systems can he get Kirby and Muschamp and Schumann to sit there and be like, oh, this is something we haven't seen before. I listened to something that said that when the Dolphins dropped that 70-point game against the Broncos, Lane went and took like 5 of their plays and implemented them for the run game.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't know. He's a brilliant offensive mind. There's no doubt about that. It's very interesting. I don't know. I didn't think Ole Miss had
got the Christmas card up. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Yeah, that's the old
throwing up the Christmas card.
I love that, man. About that time of the year, start sending them back out.
Getting close, isn't it?
Darn right.
Yes, sir. Sure is. Rich, what you thinking about it, man?
Well, I'm thinking about the noise factor. I feel like you guys aren't bringing that up enough. I think I've seen the tweet from Coach like 500 times this week, just popping up on my feed. Like when you hear that, I mean, you got to bring it, right? Like rain, shine, it's got to be loud. Every time that Ole Miss gets the ball, it's just got to be loud. And I think that's going to be a bigger factor than it's being talked about. I think we need to talk about that more because we need to bring it. Can't be like Mizzou. I heard you guys saying on the podcast where it was like grandma was at the game for homecoming and so she ain't yelling. So we need to make sure we got the young kids in there ready to chirp and bark and get excited. So that's what I'm thinking.
Very disappointed in the crowd against Missouri, man. And you're exactly right. I think it is with Coach Smart calling us out on Twitter. Every time he does that, we answer. And 7:00 game. Yep. I think the Ole Miss Lane Kiffin factor is a whole lot more appealing to the average fan coming into it to get more rowdy than Missouri and Eli drinkers. You know what I mean?
Missouri.
You just said it right there. You just said it right there. The average fan that doesn't follow it as close as we do, they didn't. I don't feel like they knew that Missouri was warranting that kind of a home crowd response, right?
I think
they're used to Missouri just being your pedestrian team that comes in and we get the win and we go home and that's it. Leave it the third quarter.
Yeah,
that wasn't this year. But I think Ole Miss has their attention. I think Ole Miss has the average fan's attention.
Oh, yeah. No, you're exactly right, man. And everybody knows top 10 matchup. And have we talked? This is a conversation I want to have with everybody. I can wait. Clark said that he had to go let his dog out to use the bathroom, that she rang the bell. So he's coming back. But have y'all talked yet before I got on about the playoff picture?
So me and Gaines and I talked about it before we got on with everybody else. We were just talking about like what could happen. And one thing I brought up is, let's just say, because Gaines was saying, all the things that could happen. That's the scenario that worries me more than anything is if we win the regular season, we go 12-0 and we play Alabama and we slip up against Bama in the SEC championship and Texas wins the Big 12 championship. We're not getting in because they can't put Bama in without putting Texas in. Texas only has one loss because Texas won the head-to-head.
Oh yeah, I think you're done. I think there's no mulligan like 21 this year.
I think we legitimately have to go 13 and we have to go 13-0 to get in.
I agree.
100%. We cannot have a loss.
Ideally, we need Utah to beat Washington tomorrow, and we need somehow Oregon State to beat Oregon, and then we need Oregon or Washington. We need Oregon to beat Washington and both have 2 losses. And I think I'm hoping Penn State beats Michigan tomorrow, and then Michigan beats Ohio State. So then you got 1 loss there. But yeah, I don't. Even if we're 12-1 and our only loss is to Alabama, which, by the way, people have been sleeping on them. They are getting super hot, and it makes me
very scary.
They figured out
the quarterback is running now.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say they scared the mess out of me now.
Yeah, and everybody was hot on them, preseason, but they didn't really have the quarterback figured out and stuff. The defense just continues to get better, man.
If we can't beat Alabama in the SEC championship, I don't think we deserve the national championship.
Oh no, I agree.
I don't think it's like 2021, right? Like we had good on good, but this Alabama team, we don't deserve the 3 in a row.
No, you're right.
I think the biggest thing for me that where my mindset has changed now is, for so many of those years we were just hoping that, let's just hope that we can somehow get it done. Like, I wholeheartedly believe, like, man for man, we are as good, if not better than anybody we're going to play. So it's like, if you want to go do the dang thing, you got to go do the dang thing. So, at the end of the day, no matter, I agree, Josh, we have to win to get in. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well,
we have to win out.
What's crazy to me
now, if we were to lose this week or next week and then beat Alabama and be a 12-1 SEC champ, that's a different story.
Yeah,
I think we're okay there.
But
no, I don't think so either. I think there's too many options.
Well, that's true.
There's too many good one-loss teams with top 10 wins.
Like, what if
Louisville
runs the table and they win the ACC championship with 1 loss? Like, they've got to be in, right?
Hold up.
What if
we
Oregon
get to this point? This is what happens every single year. We always talk about, well, how are we going to get in if so? But it's like last year. Clemson beat. It is a little different, I will say. But I do think there are a few upsets waiting to happen still that will kind of shape this all up. One could be tomorrow, Washington and Utah, maybe. I don't know, but
Washington's defense is terrible. But the thing is, their offense is so good. I don't think if Washington gets up early, I don't think Utah can score with them.
No, they can't. They can't with well, what's crazy to me, there's a world that the SEC doesn't even get a playoff team in.
Because absolutely.
Very well, if Bama wins out, they very well, even beating us in the SEC championship makes me throw up thinking about it. But let's just play hypothetical. The committee's already set it up where Oregon and Texas are the 1-loss teams in front of them.
Yes.
And then it would come down, I feel like, because then
Florida State's in if they're undefeated too.
Right. Well, Florida State undefeated, Big Ten champion, either Ohio State or Michigan the last week of the year.
Even the Big Ten runner-up too.
Right. That's
So you have, I would say, the Big Ten champion would be the 1 seed, and then you would have Florida State or Oregon. If Oregon beats Washington, avenges their loss, beats the top 5 Washington team, and then it'll be up between if Alabama continues doing what they're doing, and then it have Alabama and Texas, the Big 12 champion Texas and Alabama. They got head-to-head on the field. So
Texas should have got beat last weekend by K-State.
Yeah. So I'm saying
these are 1 losses over here. Yeah. So that's the way I explain it. There's so many options currently, like within the 1-loss category. If Georgia were to suffer, you're in a group of like 6 1-loss teams that have a good bid of, hey, we've played these games, we've won these games. Conference championship.
I think what hurts us if we lose is everybody's going to say our strength of schedule up to the point of, even though they were playing in the SEC, our schedule was so back-ended heavy. Like the front, half of our schedule. I mean, luckily it helps us that the committee does take, they take your wins as when you play the team. I mean, you see that by Florida State, in my opinion, being ahead of Washington because they're taking a top 5 win for FSU over LSU when really that's not the same team now. So, we had the Kentucky win because when we played them, they were ranked. I mean, we just need to run the table at the end of the day.
I don't think we can overlook SEC fatigue either. I think the committee might be, if it's presented to them to leave the SEC out, I think they'll do it because of the rest of the country might be sick of the SEC always in it / winning.
I
it.
do, but I do, but at the same time, I don't think if you have an undefeated Georgia or a one-loss Alabama, I don't think you leave them out because like Michigan, Ohio State, one of them are going to knock the other out. Hopefully, Washington and Oregon, one of them are going to knock the other out. I mean, really, honestly, the only two teams, in my opinion, that are going to be undefeated. Well, three if Ohio State and Michigan. One of them is going to be undefeated. You'll have, if we go out, we'll be undefeated, and then the only other one would be Florida State, because Washington too. See, that makes it interesting too, because if those four teams are all undefeated, then Texas is getting left out.
I don't think Michigan and Ohio State are going to cancel each other out unless Ohio State beats Michigan.
No,
Michigan.
What if Penn State wins tomorrow and then Michigan beats Ohio State and they've all got one loss?
That would be fun.
Because that's what I predicted in preseason. I think that'll happen.
Man,
This is the most
Can
2007
Florida
like
State get a loss somewhere in this?
Louisville could get them in the ACC championship. Louisville's not bad.
Florida, Billy Napier,
I mean,
Sun Belt Billy. Come on.
Save the season.
He's got to get
in the
that
swamp. That's
face.
right, Rich. In the swamp, man. Golly, can you imagine?
We call him
Can we
oatmeal
just-
in this household. Oh, Sunbelt.
Can we
Billy.
just
Sunbelt Billy.
can we just take a moment and be thankful, all of us, that Clemson is not even in this conversation?
I love it, man. I love that. Love that.
I don't hate him as much as y'all do, but it's good. It's good.
Yep, I can't stand them, man. Can't stand them. It's been a blessing. It's been quiet up here in Northeast Georgia, man.
Yep.
Not a lot of chirping from the orange and purple, and I love it.
I'll let you know this. If somehow we lose tomorrow and we have to go up to Knoxville next weekend for the SEC East, I will be so unwell it will not be funny.
That's
They're
a
not gonna
nightmare. That is a
Like I might just
nightmare.
go stand on I-75.
Yep. That's a nightmare, man. That scares me to death.
That's what Gaines and I were talking
we're not-
about prior. Is they haven't lost in 2 years at home.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's a scary
I think
game.
the last time they lost
Hey,
at home was when
Really?
we beat them in 21.
That is right. That is right, because they lost to us last year, and then at South Carolina.
They
Man.
haven't. They're like
Lost this year.
they have
lost
one of
at
the
Florida
longest
and at
home winning
Alabama.
records. Yeah, they have one of the
I mean,
longest home winning streaks. Like they're up there with us as far as home
Behind
winning
us.
streaks.
If we're talking about Georgia, Tennessee in Neyland, just understand, just know this. Georgia has beaten Tennessee. I said this preseason. We talked about it on the podcast. Something by like an average of 24 points the past 3 times. Now, granted, they do have a little bit of a better team than they did 21, but
Not last
Come on.
year's team.
But when you think about when I
Yeah.
think about that matchup, not
no,
looking at
I'm
it
saying
too
in
much.
Neyland. I'm saying in
No,
Neyland.
right. But when I
Oh,
think about
yeah,
that matchup, because that one is hits super home for me. Is they're different than they've been in the past, or even last year. I mean, think about when we went up there 2 years ago and played. I mean, they still had a dynamic offense. Their defense was just terrible. Their front seven is really, really good, and they have, in my opinion, they probably have arguably the best running back room in the entire country. They're loaded at running back.
They are.
So
They
I'm,
are.
that in years past has been like, oh well, somebody, and still to this day, I mean, people don't run the ball in Georgia. Missouri kind of did a little bit. Auburn ran for 200, but I mean, 90 of that was in one run. So, but that's what makes me nervous going into next week is.
That's a good thing.
Wait.
You set out on the run against Tennessee. They're not.
Make
Joe
Joe
not going to
beat
be
you.
able to beat you with his. And there's no way Joe Milton beats you with his arm. No way.
But the
No
only
way.
thing that makes them big, well, I say that. I mean, going to Auburn and playing there and coming out with a win, I tell
Pick on
everybody,
Everett.
people think I'm crazy that I say that. I think when Auburn fans are into it, that is as hard of a stadium to play in as anywhere. All my Tennessee friends up here think I'm crazy when I say that. Like, they're like, there's no way that Auburn is near as hard as Tennessee. And I'm like, I'm telling you, Jordan Hare it's as loud as any stadium I've ever been in. 2017, when they beat the brakes off of us, is the loudest stadium I've ever been in my life.
The loudest stadium I've ever been in to this day.
South Carolina.
South Carolina in 2012.
Yep, 2012.
Come on,
Good
it's
Lord.
not
I was sitting on the
Vanderbilt,
top
guys.
row. I could feel the stadium swaying that night.
You could literally, I'm not kidding you. I saw the upper deck. It wasn't very much. It's pretty subtle. But you
I
could
was
just
on
see
the
it
top
kind of.
row. Yeah,
I
know.
I promise.
It was insane.
Nope.
When Ace Sanders took that punt return back.
Oh my gosh!
I just saw the field split like this, and I was like, "We are in trouble, boys."
When they brought out a few things. First of all, Gangnam Style, that song, that literally just came.
Because Sandstorm isn't enough.
Yeah, as if Sandstorm's not enough. Then they did Adam, you talked about this in the podcast, but when they brought the soldier home and did like a reunion kind of thing. That's kind of the first time we've seen that in college football. In college football.
Well, I've never seen it. That was the first time I've ever seen it, like with the family on the big screen. Well, no, excuse me, the family on the middle field and the soldier on the big screen. And then, a message, hope you enjoy the game. Can't wait to see y'all, and then turn around and he's walking out on the field. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Did not expect it. Nobody in that stadium thought it. The whole stadium, Georgia, South Carolina, erupted. And from then on out, it never shut up the whole night. But
I'm 0-2 in Williams-Brice. I'll never go back.
Yeah, we got too big of a game tomorrow to be focusing on those.
That's right. Yeah.
Gotta lock in.
I like this, boys. This is just a good casual chat with the boys. Just talk about whatever comes up. I love it, man. Love it.
Rose 60 Roundtable. Tomorrow though, I think we can be louder than what we were last year at Tennessee. I think we can. I don't know, maybe not though.
I don't know. A night game, like I said, a night game that we don't get a lot for a big game that we don't get a lot, and you let all those Georgia fans sit there and drink all day. Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people barking at people. It's gonna be and the lights. It's in my opinion, it's gonna be 2019 Notre Dame, maybe on steroids.
Yeah.
Did you see what Kirby said it was him and Scott Howard just sitting there talking.
Yes.
He said, "Go Dogs, sip them."
Sip them, yeah.
SIP as in and it's referring to the crowd noise, and getting kind of amped for the game.
I like it, man. I like it.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah. This is something we have yet to talk about somehow. I don't know how. Well, I guess we kind of talked about it earlier. I'll let Star Wars back in. If Bauer steps on the field, the crowd will go wild. They sure will. Yeah.
Kirby made it sound today like he's going to be a game time decision.
But
my thing is, do you if you feel like you can beat them without him, do you try? I mean, do you even put him out there, or do you just say, "Hey, let's just we're good. We're gonna save you for next week."
Get that pop
So
from the crowd.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's right, Rich. That place would explode even if 19 just came in and do a step punch just one play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got something on that. I feel like that could happen. He's also in that window that other players that have come back and played is in.
Yeah.
So like Tua came back in 26 days, and he's on like what, day 28?
Yeah.
And they're saying he's hitting 20 miles an hour in practice.
Yeah, he's running. He looked good last weekend in the dog walk. There was no gait, there was no gimpiness, nothing. And but my other side of that is I feel like Kirby has set a precedent for players that are getting healthy, that the classic Kirbanese is we could have played him if we needed him. I think he set that line is we are not a desperate team, and we do not put players in when it's unnecessary entirely. And even if we're losing, I still don't think if Brock isn't 100%, Kirby's not going to put him in. But the other side of me also says Brock may be 100%.
I mean, he's not human after all. So, I mean, honestly, he just it's kind of one of them.
He very well could be 100%.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He still has to win the Mackey Award even after missing 4 weeks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who else out there is?
Gaines, let's ask you this.
Dope.
If he stays all 4 years, I mean, he doesn't. Even if he's staying just the 3, I think he pushes Herschel for the best Georgia football player of all time.
It's very subjective, but yeah, I mean,
yeah.
If you're talking about pure
older generation people,
yeah. Well, I think if you're saying who is the most effective, I think you still have to give it to Herschel because Herschel kind of put the team on the map. You know what I mean?
He won the 80 championship with no Herschel.
And
even with a dislocated shoulder.
And he should have beat George Rogers for Heisman that year too. But
well, that's I think how you answer that. Do you win a national championship last year or in 21 if Brock Bowers is not on the field?
Last year, 100% no. We would have lost to Ohio State.
Yeah,
and probably Missouri too. Probably Missouri too.
How about I say? Yeah, just speaking of Missouri, I don't know why this just came to my mind, but you guys think having Kendall back is taking our offense to that next level, like having a healthy guy beside Dejon? Because I mean, I think Dejon, in my opinion, I mean, I'm obviously biased, but I think he's been arguably the most underrated running back, not in the conference, but in the country this year.
Well, he's unfortunately made him last a little bit, and he breaks easily. So we don't get him at full strength, but I think he is now. And I think Georgia's offense runs at its best with a tandem of running backs. I think that 1-2 punch with two running backs that have slightly different aspects is what really just seals it for us. When we have Edwards out there, it's a different script than when we have two different backs that gives the defense two different looks.
Oh, I agree. Well, we talked about that at the end of last year, Adam, with Kendall is toward the end of the year last year. I mean, like he started making some big boy runs, and it was like, man, when this guy's healthy, like look at how much of a difference maker he is. And I feel like he's not been, super dominant, but I mean, he's been making big plays the last few weeks, making big runs, hard runs, picking up good yards.
That's right.
You can't discount Kendall's catching out of the backfield either. That's another aspect of Georgia's running game is usually we have a back that's also doubles as a catcher and even more keep them on their toes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think having Kendall Milton back, man, has been absolutely huge. But going back to what Baylor said with Dejon Edwards, how many rushing yards he has, and he missed almost the first quarter of the season. I mean, it's just unreal what he has done. And
he's so slippery, man. Like it's like his vision, he doesn't take yards for loss. I mean, I feel like we're always getting positive yards. We're always staying ahead of the chains with him. And then he always breaks. I mean, he doesn't go down on the first tackle. I mean, and that was the thing is like at the beginning of the year, like nobody was even expecting him to be in the really even in the mix that much.
Yeah.
Is anybody else
good 1-2 punch, man?
Is anybody else blown away with how much Bell has stepped up this year? Getting back there.
After watching him last year,
I love it.
Yeah, running back, I mean,
who
would have thought?
I love it.
Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? It's amazing. Let me ask y'all this: what do you think about is Rod Robinson now coming back healthy? Do you see him getting any more totes any of the year? Andrew Paul, where's he been at? Or I like that Andrew Paul can just get healthier. Coming off an ACL injury last year, I think he'll be good for us next year. And Rod Robinson, how much more do you see of number 0?
I think with having Kendall back and then also still being able to throw Dylan Bell in the backfield, I agree. I just don't. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What we're doing right now.
I think you see Dejon get 70% of the touches, Kendall Milton get 20, and then Bell take the other 10.
Yeah.
Good combo.
I agree.
Yep. I don't know what you think about old Dejon, Rich.
That's my guy, man. He's from the since row 60, right? He's been there. He's been closing games out. I love watching the growth, right, of him. He's one of the guys since row 60 he's been around that we've watched him just become the back that he is right now, going from more than just the garbage time cleanup guy to the lead back, bringing it, running hard continuously. He's somebody I really enjoy seeing. Obviously James Cook's probably my favorite back in the time that I've been watching Georgia.
Really?
But
wow.
Oh, really? It's shocking.
Yeah. To me, yeah.
So what I've been looking for is a Buffalo fan, right? Is a running back that can catch the ball and run with the ball. James Cook brought that. So as soon as I saw James Cook started going, that's what I like. I like somebody who could do a little bit of both here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like McIntosh in that aspect personally.
Oh yeah. We've been blessed with all of them.
I was about to say, I mean, Good gosh. Take your
You
pick.
can't be wrong with
Yeah.
anyone.
Can't go wrong. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Sony was it for a while too.
I like Zeus too. Let's
That's
talk
it.
about him. No.
Yeah, and I mean DeAndre Swift was a stud too, man. And
Adam,
Love Swift.
I think I asked this in the chat the other day, but I forget. Is there a reason we haven't been seeing Arian Smith on the field?
I would just
answer.
say that he's just got passed. I don't think he's in the doghouse or anything. I just don't think when he's been asked to catch the ball, when he hadn't seen any shot. I mean, he's been in the rotation a little bit, but I just don't think he's took advantage of his opportunities, man, and just kind of got buried on the depth chart, right? I mean,
Arian Smith, as much as I love him, and he dropped one too many deep balls, I think, and you know he's had a. And I love the guy. Like I've been pulling for him since day one, but I mean, Adam's right. He's just been passed.
But he
plays
caught
it.
the one that mattered.
I was about to say, if there was one he had to catch, he got it. So
Yeah,
But
All right,
if
I'll
I
ask
was
this.
Beck,
Go
if I
ahead.
was Beck and he was wide open streaking down, I wouldn't throw it to him.
it's worth a shot.
Might hesitate though.
I
Might
wouldn't
hesitate,
throw
but I
it
think
to him.
I'd still
If
throw
it
it
was
if he's wide
third
open.
down, I'm not throwing to him.
yeah.
Slinger's got sling.
All right,
That's
Adam,
right.
with this, let's ask this then. So it's last play of the game. Not last play of the game. Let's say last drive of the game, and you got to go have a score. What skill position players are you having out there, and what positions that on our team right now that we have? Like, who's you're like this lineup? Like, this is our best skill set.
Oh, 2-minute hurry up, man.
McConkey, Rosemead, Jack Saint.
Yeah, you're gonna have Lad McConkey for sure. Or is Brock now available?
Brock,
Of
Brock,
course, Brock Bowers out there too, and Lad.
Yeah.
I want Rah man at the X.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean,
I
put
need
him
Rah.
out there, and then what?
He's been
what
making some
Star Wars
great
said, Rosemead, Jack
50-50
Saint, too.
catches.
Yeah, and love it.
Honestly, we
On the-
have good
but-
options. We have great options in the receiver category. We have a plethora of them.
One thing I think people are sleeping on is the fact Rah is technically a freshman this year.
That's amazing, isn't it?
What?
Who is?
Really?
Rah.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
sure about
but
that?
I thought he was like a junior. No, if you go look, he is technically a freshman this year. He might be,
Did
which
he
is weird because he had
redshirt
like
at Mississippi State.
no, because he had like 800 yards last year.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's my skill players. We're running a 2-minute offense. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going with
I hate you.
Zeed Haynes. We're going with Jackson Meeks. We'll get some experience out there. And we're going to go with Cooper Johnson. He's a 6'4" tight end,
Cole Spear.
redshirt freshman coming Georgia.
This is the deal, man. We're just the boys just trying to talk, have a good conversation. You know, back and forth, and then Carl's going to
Hey, Adam, people keep asking me why Carl. I got somebody this week sent me a message. Why does Adam call you Carl on row 60? I don't even know if it's worth telling, but yeah. Anyway,
it's there's nothing to it. It just when they were young, Clark was out in Gatlinburg at the Ripley's, believe it or not, haunted house, and the guy taking up money called him Carl, and like every time he walked by, called him Carl, and I just like calling him
Carl.
I like saying Carl instead of Clark. Just kind of one of them deals.
Baylor calls me Gaines. I've got more people call me names other than Clark more than they call me Clark, I think, nowadays. So
The reason I call him Gaines though is because when we were working with the team, our boss's name was Clark.
Yeah, that's right.
So I called him Gaines because you could differentiate them. But
I-
boys, I've enjoyed this, but I think my wife is ready for me to be done. So
I heard that. You got to make the new
I
music.
feel you.
I'll give
That's
y'all a
respect.
prediction before I get out of here. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a tight game first half. I think we will make adjustments and lock them down. Second half, I think we'll pull away. I'm gonna go. I think DAWGS might score 40 tomorrow. So I'm gonna go 41-27 DAWGS.
You go, brother.
Ooh.
I love it.
Ooh. Okay.
Love
I think we win and I think we cover. I really do.
I love it, man. That's good
Hey,
stuff.
And if y'all want to do
Baylor,
this next week, let's please do this next week because
We may.
I have more
This-
than y'all can handle to say about next week.
This is all we might do this this time next week. Adam and I are going to go. We'll be in Tennessee in a cabin. Families go together. We may do this depending on whether or not the Wi-Fi is any good at the cabin, and you don't always know that until you go test it out. So
I just think
we'll test it out.
Wi-Fi. I mean, that was my take on it. But
do you guys get there on Friday?
Not all Wi-Fi is created equally.
That's what we're gonna do, man.
Listen, if anybody wants to come tailgate next week, y'all, this is an open invitation. It will be with a bunch of Tennessee fans, but we have a great time. It's
get the mustard ready.
But if y'all want to, y'all are more than welcome to. So the invitation. But anyways, go Dogs, boys! I enjoyed it.
Hey, Baylor, real quick, Baylor. If there's any way, if you're interested, if you want to maybe co-host Saturday nights with me, if you're available, we'll try to link up somewhere. If you could find me on Facebook or something, we could message back and forth.
Yeah,
and
we'll be interested in that.
His YouTube, and this is for everybody. Star Wars Dogs YouTube page is Star Wars Dogs. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So y'all go subscribe.
Trying to plug up. I like what you're throwing out, Baylor. And I mean, if you're available, man, at 11 o'clock at night after the games, I'd like to have you.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Adam and I are always like either dog dead tired or like we're driving back from the game, and we can never. One day we are going to get on there, but
I'll watch it.
Baylor's good
I'll have you for sure.
Y'all be good.
I appreciate it, Baylor.
All right, Baylor. We'll see you, buddy.
Star Wars. I enjoy what you did. I don't usually get to watch it live because I'm either not or something going on. But I went back and watched it, and it was real good. I love the Brock Bowers tribute you had last week.
Right?
That was good.
I enjoyed making that one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was neat, man. So a lot of good conversation.
And if you want, heck, I could share those with you. You could use them as you want. I plan on making a couple more, but I need to update some. But I think I need to make one for him coming back with the highlights from this year. That'd be nice.
You need to.
But,
you need to.
Yeah.
You need to.
That'd be good.
For sure.
Will Gretsch, will the Row 60 sign be on College Game Day tomorrow? Unless something magical happens within the next few hours. No. I don't know.
Didn't you hire it out last year?
I did, yeah. My buddy Andrew and actually Joshua, who may still be on the stream, they went with me and we put it on SEC Nation, and then we walked it up the street to College Game Day, which is amazing.
That was right. That was good.
That was super good. Yeah. I remember like seeing it all over the place because I was flipping through the station.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's there now? Oh, we're over here now. Like,
yep.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, it takes a lot of coordination, It takes a lot of coordination. So
it does, man. It's awesome. I hate it's not going to be on there.
I've got a question for the game. Is Amarius Mims back?
They're saying that he could potentially be playing tomorrow. I have not heard anything official, but I haven't got to read anything yet today. That's the first time I've got to sit down.
He was dressed out last game, wasn't he? He just didn't play.
I think that's right, Jim.
I think
That's
so.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
And he had the tightrope as well. So
correct. Yep. Lucky had the tightrope too.
It would be opportune time if he's in that lineup, man. Ooh.
Oh man, that would be huge.
Game time. Okay, Joshua just said game time decision. I think the same as Brock. So
yeah.
If I had to do it. Go ahead, Adam.
I'm telling you, my fingers are crossed.
I think Mims will play, and Bowers will make an appearance, get the crowd fired up, maybe, and dress.
Yeah,
can I paint a picture right quick?
What's that?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. What if we are down 10 points with 4 minutes left on the clock and Kirby sends Brock in for the comeback of the year? Does that not put him above Herschel?
Yeah.
We would have didn't Bill Russell have a game like that where he got hurt and came back?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, Rich.
Yeah.
If we win a national championship this year, you can put the stamp on Brock being the best in Georgia football history. I think. I think that warrants that. At that point.
Here's my question though, right? And maybe it's because Brock hasn't gotten to the NFL yet, but like I feel like Herschel, right? He's got like this transcending, like he's a transcending star. Like people are talking about him everywhere. Do you feel like Brock's got that same pull right now? Like, is it because it's Brock's a tight end, or like Herschel was a running back in running back prime? You know what I mean? Like if you were the running back on a team, you were the superstar of the team. Now it's not as much like that.
Yeah,
but.
then.
Right.
I think Herschel Walker at that time in the 80s just revolutionized the running game. I mean,
you never saw anything like it.
Exactly. But you could ask the same question. Have you seen the same thing from tight ends like you've seen out of Brock Bowers at the college level?
Well,
I don't know.
Tight ends as a position group has gotten sexier in the last couple of years, though. I mean, you flip to any game. I mean, Florida talks a lot about their tight ends. They had Kyle Pitts the other year.
Yep.
A lot of tight ends are getting a lot of exposure nowadays, and really, when I watch them, I'm like, ooh, that was very Brock Bowers like. But that's with my red and black glasses on.
I mean, the world loves tight ends these days, man. I mean, they're on every news channel now, dating Taylor Swift and all sorts of just.
That's right. Everybody wants to be a tight end now.
Everyone wants to be a tight end now, right?
Back when I was a kid, everyone wanted to be a wide receiver.
About
that's right.
A gigantic red-blooded people.
You're right. You're right. Who can catch the ball and run? I don't know. I mean, Bowers, man, was so special. One of the moments I remember seeing and just thinking, oh, my God, he is completely different, was his freshman year at Georgia Tech when he broke that touchdown run where he split them two safeties, man.
On a slant.
You remember that?
Yes.
That was
good gosh.
Insane. He outran both, just split them right up the middle.
Mine was the South Carolina where he just made those people look silly. Like they had angles on him and he did that cut and brushed the one dude off and then just cut behind the other and just accelerated. And when this dude runs, he looks like the Juggernaut from X-Men. Like he just looks like he is going. You need extra reinforced steel walls to stop him from busting right through it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Joshua, no chance. As much as college players make these days, I think there's a good chance he comes back. No way. No.
Hey, Clark, highlight David West right there.
David West.
He's a good symbol on there.
Herschel Walker was a beast. He would run over people and drag people. He was a man against boys.
But you compare the two, Herschel and Bowers. You know what I love about both of them the most? How humble both of them were. Humble Herschel, man. He said, Lauren Smith asked him one time, do you get tired getting so many carries a game? He said, no, why not get tired? The ball's not that heavy anyway. But they called him Humble Herschel, and you listen to the Bowers, man, and his interviews and everything. He just seems just as humble as could be. So to have the caliber of player that both of them that we've been lucky to have, but also the representative that they are, is special. And I think that's another thing that just makes them once in a generation type talent, right?
Yeah, and it's not Caleb Williams kind of attitude, where he's painting his fingernails. Don't get me started. Anyway.
Well, there's something to be said by letting what you do on the field speak for you. You don't have to say shit. Excuse me, sorry. You don't have to say anything.
You're good.
When you just let the tape do the talking for you.
Right.
Just like Kirby said, just point at the scoreboard and laugh at them.
That's right.
More colorfully than that, but yeah.
That's right.
He did say that.
Yep.
No,
when they were at the B, weren't they, Adam?
That's right. That's exactly right.
He said that going into the B.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I know y'all like try to keep it family friendly.
Yeah, it's all
good. 60 after hours.
That's right.
Yeah. This is at 10 o'clock you never know what you're going to get. 10 p.m. and beyond, it's off limits. Row 60 raw.
The first inaugural Row 60 Raw roundtable.
There we go. There we go.
Love it, man.
That's what mine. I'll preface that for people. There's certainly profanity in mine. So
there you go. No, that's
good point there.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I'm excited about them more. I'm nervous about these next 2 weeks, man. But I don't know. I think we're gonna get it done.
I'm super excited for tomorrow. I'm not stressing about tomorrow, but like that last conversation we were having about kneeling. Now you guys got me slightly nervous about it. Like I was thinking after this we're good, it's all right, and then it's like just like at the end of a episode of a good TV show, you're like, but next week it's bad again. Like there's more drama.
That's right. That's like, right, Rich, man. It's kneeling is it's definitely a place you don't take the women and the children to.
No,
it's wild.
Listen, I'm
not
serious.
a family game.
That's right.
I'm going to be wearing this because I think this is undefeated in kneeling. So I will be wearing this, but under this, I'm definitely wearing some actual body armor, like protective gear.
You wore that to the hobnail boot.
If you stop here after Bucky's, I'll give you my my Kevlar vest.
Hey, I wonder if you could get through the metal detectors with that. What do you think?
No, not with mine. My bulletproof plates are AR 500 steel.
Oh yeah, don't think they'll do. Joshua said Row 60 after dark is not safe for children.
Drop one S word and everything burns down.
Oh, but where'd Clark go, Rich? Where'd everybody go?
I don't know. I heard him say something like he was like maybe he had to go somewhere.
I love it. Love it. Star Wars. That's good stuff.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
There was a temporary disconnection there. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I right clicked somewhere and it just threw me off.
Clark, remind the people, send another link that anybody can get on this bad boy if they want.
Why not? Adam, how much longer are you going to go?
I thought you'd be in time.
Okay, we'll just
nobody's drinking the green tea with honey right now, saving that voice.
Oh man, I got an ice cup of water right now.
There you go.
But Clark's got
don't chew on the ice. Don't chew on the ice.
That's right. That's right.
Oh man,
when you were chewing on that ice,
I got this for you too if you want it.
Oh,
this
nice.
will get past the middle.
Yeah.
There we go.
Blake said it's only 9 here. Wyatt said, when is everyone waking up tomorrow? May not. May just roll on.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm not be
not stressing about the wake up tomorrow.
If we keep talking, that's right. If we keep talking, we might just head on out to Athens, get in line for game day, like we did for LSU in 2013. 5 a.m.
Oh man,
there you go.
Me, Clark, and all the college kids.
Adam and I. Wait a minute. Oh man, I've got a picture somewhere of it. But Adam and I, back when Vince Dooley was around in 2013, we no, you didn't. Did you paint up Adam with us? Yeah. It was me, you, and someone, Matt Vickery or somebody. Yeah. We painted UGA on our chest and got on TV with Vince Dooley. It was great. Yeah. Hey, we'll have to share that.
Look at Will right here. Says his son Luke was born December 17th, 2021. He is an undefeated dog and has no idea what an air. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
My son Atlas is in the same boat.
Let's keep that going.
That's right, Rich. That is right.
Joshua said, good thing Rich put his kids to bed before the show.
That's right.
Yeah. Right? I'm saying I was about to be yelling at Adam here for chewing on the ice because y'all made me laugh so hard. I'm like listening to you guys. I got the podcast over here hidden so the light doesn't flash into my son's eyes while I'm rocking him to sleep.
I love it, bro.
All of a sudden you guys are like crunching on the ice, and I'm like, the ice that got me.
That's addicting, man. When you get that nice soft ice.
Adam.
Oh yeah, it's good, man. It's good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm an avid ice chewer too.
I got a little sore throat going
some Zaxby's ice.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. You
Come
know,
on now.
I get my ice and like with my sore throat going on, kind of delay the swallow, the gulp, kind of let it hang out down here in the trachea a little bit, kind of a soothing.
Let it mix around.
Adam, it's not a trachea. No, your esophagus.
Esophagus.
Big difference. You don't want to go down your trachea.
Yeah, no.
Oh man,
my mom has been in the South.
Oh man, that's one of those things, man.
Jim, what are you drinking there?
A little grape Gatorade.
Nice. Yeah.
Y'all
Hey,
had any calls, Jim?
We had it's been busy today. We had to cover 2 different zones. Had a guy got hurt. Nothing major, but they're not at home for got a good 8 or 9 hours.
Mm.
Couple of bad calls in between here and there, stuff
Yeah.
you can't unsee, but
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Roll on.
Of course.
Well, we appreciate your service and everyone who is out there fighting the good fight and saving people's lives, protecting people. It's something
Not
I
about
think
me.
a lot of us and that's the attitude you've got to have to do that kind of thing. Adam's a volunteer as well, and his dad, and I have a lot of respect for what you guys do. So
Yeah, me and old Jim just recently had a firefighting conversation.
yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that on the podcast or on this.
How about that?
I wish that was on Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, when you start recording, honestly, what would be great content for the patrons is if Adam and I just recorded our phone calls like throughout the day and just let it happen.
We
It's
just need
hilarious.
like a 24-hour cam on Adam. Just be like,
Yes.
That's the natural stuff, man.
Be the
Oh,
Adam
man.
show.
The Adam show. I like it.
The real authentic row 60. That's what we
Yes.
love.
Oh yeah. J.R. Real said, I know Nolan Smith is game day guest picker. What are the odds that all the Philly dogs are in attendance for the game? I think very good. I think you're going to see a lot of guys on the sideline tomorrow because they want to, these guys can get whatever they want if they come back and visit. So I'm sure
You
Brian
put Nolan
Gantz.
Smith on the sideline, we win.
Boy, that place would erupt,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Just,
not going to be just the Philly dogs. It's going to
Yep.
be, everybody.
Dang it.
Yep.
bringing the band back together. Bring them all in.
I think we should sub in
Swift, man.
Solon Nith to the game to play outside linebacker tomorrow, y'all.
Put him-
Right? Yeah.
Put him in number
No one's
3 or
gonna know.
something.
Who's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Who's gonna know?
He could wear 43 or something.
No one's going
Just put in
to.
that dark visor and his
Sneak him
helmet,
out
nobody
there.
will see.
Yeah, get
Visor,
the shaded
yeah.
visor. Yeah.
I'm really trying to be tame during
We'll
this.
give
because my
Michigan a
dog
run
is
for their
sitting
money.
right there, but y'all
Yeah.
have to get me ramped up and going here.
Oh boy.
My wife's gonna be mad at me for getting too loud, so I need to. But
The closer we get
know
to
what?
11 o'clock, the scarier it's going to get.
turn it up about 5 more.
No, Adam, no. Save it.
I think I'm gonna give you a good boom.
There we go. There we go.
How about this? Everybody, I start with Star Wars. Everybody give us a good boom in here. All right. I'll even attempt to boom.
All right,
Close my door.
I did mine.
Yes. Jim
I
is
give you
he's
another
prepped.
one, though.
He's serious. He closed the door.
All right. Nice. That was 10 out of 10.
Boom.
Come
I'm gonna
on,
go into
Adam.
2 here.
Oh, I wasn't doing my official boom. I was like,
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
We got a ready.
Yep.
Let's go. You muted yourself, Clark. You muted yourself, Bubba.
Where's this thing muted be?
You
You
blew
made
out
him
his
click
eardrums,
something with
right?
such a loud boom.
Decibels. Holy
Oh.
crap.
Oh.
Oh yeah, y'all got headphones in.
Turn
All
it
right,
up
Jim.
too hard, too hard. Turn it up too hard.
Boom, baby.
Let's go.
And my turn?
It's your turn, Clark.
Boom! I just spat on my computer. I can be as loud as I want because nobody's home right now except for Stella.
That's right.
Who is eating?
Stella.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Stella's in trouble.
I got her right before. This is a clamp for one of my lights, but anyway. Go ahead, Adam. Oh, gosh.
He's gonna go outside. I love it.
If the Wi-Fi
I
picks
love
up.
it.
If the Wi-Fi picks up. That's the biggest thing.
So you're holding
Right.
the laptop
Hey.
right now. Is that right, Adam?
Yes, I'm holding the laptop right now.
All right.
Holding the
Walk
laptop
us
right
through
now.
it. Walk us through
Go through the garage. You don't have to be that loud,
Quiet.
but just
quiet as a mouse.
Nah,
Oh,
I'll go
he's
to the
he's gonna
garage.
be loud. You know he is.
oh
No,
gosh.
I'm not gonna be loud.
He's gonna
I'm
give
not
us
gonna
that
be loud.
that real man boom.
Give us a whisper yell kind of
You
boom.
make the dogs bark.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
My dogs are barking. Sorry.
We'll have to.
Adam, you don't have to do this. We've heard you say boom a million
This-
times.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. At this point, I think he has to.
He's committed now.
Just go down to the
You're
shop,
doing
Adam.
Way too much walking to not do it.
There he is. There he is. I like it.
Let me. Well,
Get in the
got
car,
that
Adam.
echo.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
Okay, get in the car.
Ooh,
There you
smart.
go.
That's a
And you
great call.
This is smart. This
Yeah.
is smart.
Yeah.
This is smart. This is
Good.
smart.
Good audible.
Because I don't want to
Good
open up the door there. It'll.
This is amazing.
audible. Go.
Nice. Yes.
Oh,
10 out of 10.
Took a lot
Hell
to get
yeah.
here. Took a lot to get here.
I can't believe the Wi-Fi is working.
The
It's
Wi-Fi is
working.
working out here. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is
Working
working.
better than in the
Oh
office.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is working. The Wi-Fi is working.
Heck
Yeah. This is pretty good right here, man.
yes.
Actually, I could get a little bit more ramped up a little bit right here.
Oh, boy. You can crank it up about 5.
Crank it up.
You know, one of my
Crank it
favorite.
Find a little secret sauce.
Crank it up about 10. You know.
One of my favorite
You actually
Adam.
got the dial right there, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
Crank it up about 5 notches. Every time.
One of my favorite Adamisms is during game day, especially after a big touchdown, a touchdown that we need to get some momentum.
Gotta have it.
You'll turn to Adam and he'll just be, just fired up, just high fiving people doing this number right here. And then all of a sudden he'll look to me and he'll just do this number. Turn up about 5 notches.
Turn it up, baby.
About
Yeah,
5
every time you can count on it, every game.
Love
So.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody needs to crank it up about 5 notches. Like,
That's
I do
something-
look like a
That's
ghost
something
hunter.
as a
He does look like a
and-
ghost hunter.
There might
I've
be
been
a-
loving the shorts too of y'all at the game. Please
yeah.
keep that up.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
we'll do.
I know
Appreciate
it's probably hard to take away from the moment to do it, but I love it. Like when I thought he called the fake punt going and just seeing the hype, I thrive
See,
on that shit. Give me more.
Here's the thing. Here's the sad part about it is like that's not. I feel like that moment, though it was great and we got hyped. Like that's not even our best that we give in terms of energy. I was dead that day.
Clark,
but-
if you would have got a video of him climbing the wall,
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would have been
if you
great.
would have got a
Oh,
video of him climbing the wall,
Ah.
that thing would have had 10,000 views on it.
Oh, I know.
boy.
Well, the first time he scaled the wall, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong here, was 2017 Mississippi State when we
Yeah,
threw
the
the
flea
flea
flicker.
flicker, right?
That's right. The Terry guy. Yep. That was the
Yeah.
first time. Scaled right over it, man. Just sometimes I don't know. I have to just get excited.
Blair
You know,
Witch.
just
Yeah,
get
the-
out, get
the
out.
legs
You
to
know.
get the movie.
Franklin County Edition Blair Witch Project. Oh, shout out to
There needs
JR,
to be-
man. He's a
there needs to be
patron.
some more shaking to that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh man, I didn't even think about when I slammed the door coming into the car. If that would have made the dogs bark, which is a chain reaction of waking up the baby, which means Adam's in the
Oh,
the
Then
quote-unquote
that means
doghouse
Adam's
after
really
that.
gonna have a shaking
And I don't-
camera because he's
I
running.
don't have my phone on me too, so I don't know. You know, I just left. I'm just sitting in the passenger seat of the car in the garage,
Nice.
man, just having a good time.
well,
I mean, this right here is what it's all about.
you're responsible.
I mean,
Are we just slap happy right now, Adam? I know I just talked to you a
Just-
few hours ago.
slap
and-
happy?
We need a good night's rest, but I mean, honestly, we got a little time to sleep in, because kickoff's at 7.
Night game.
We got a little
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll crank it up for a little bit more. What we got? We're getting coming up on 2 hours. So
2
Good
hour, yeah.
gracious.
y'all want about another 10 minutes or so on here? Good.
Let's go. Let's just go 3 more hours.
I'm fine.
Why not?
I'm fine with
Why
whatever.
not?
Why?
So-
I'm gonna grab another beer and I'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Man, don't
We'll
do
just-
that when I'm working.
Well, hey, we'll just take our shoes off and stay a little while, Adam.
I'll steal my wife's icebreakers.
She also said the dogs
Uh-oh.
didn't bark.
Oh,
So
good. Thank you, Kelsey. Tell Kelsey,
Oh,
put a thumbs up if you know I'm in the car where I could get a little bit rowdy.
The question is, Kelsey,
I love that
can
Kelsey is
you
watching.
hear Adam? Yeah. Oh, Wyatt said, can we do midnight? Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
sure.
Maybe.
Why not? What? Oh, Kelsey,
You know,
she has him in the car, just chilling.
Oh gosh.
I stole
yeah.
an icebreaker. Man,
You're in trouble.
this is good stuff. Like I said, anybody's feel free to hop on. If Kelsey, I think, if she wants to hop on the old Dale, I think she's got an old Dale computer in there too. Just come on.
Oh man.
Somebody-
TJ said y'all gonna have to delp a brother out if Adam wakes the
That's
baby
right.
up.
Adam, we cannot wake up the baby. Cannot wake up the children. Is that
No.
right, Rich? Cannot wake up the
Don't
children.
do it.
Oh,
Don't
man.
do it.
Oh, Jim remembers what that was like back in the day, don't you?
Yes, I do. No, I look
It
forward to
is.
coming to work to get rest.
Oh, that's good
That's
stuff.
saying something.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Oh man. Let's go back to this comment right quick. Will Gretsch said, first of all, I did not know, Will, that your dad played for Vince Dooley. That's really cool. He used to make all the players run from the south end of Millage all the way to Prince Avenue. And Vince would ride in the back of a pickup truck shouting at them through a loudspeaker. Oh my gosh, can we get Kirby to restart this run tradition?
That would be awful.
Knowing that route right there, that'd be terrible. But good
That
thing they
would
didn't
be
have to go down Lumpkin Street. That's
That's
the
right.
worst.
That's right.
Whew.
That's
Hiking that for class.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think the kids will like that very much anymore.
Are you
No.
right? Are you right? You're right, Rich. Oh man, this is good stuff right here.
Wyatt said he's saving his voice for tomorrow. Haha. Hey, let us know if y'all are going to the game. I wish you do, Adam. Let us know if y'all are going to the game.
I mean, that really matters if you need to be rowdy at your house too.
Yeah.
Like Jim told the story of the cops getting called to his residence because they thought they were having a domestic dispute when they got fired up about the dog.
What?
That's it.
Wow.
You know,
Jeez.
that's a good game right there.
What game was that?
Oh, I think it was the Vanderbilt game.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Jeez.
New neighbors across the street.
I'm
You know.
good in the dark. I got this good profile and lighting effect going on right now. That's really cool.
It's looking good. It's
Do it.
definitely looking good.
Hang on.
At the house.
So
I got two crazy stories. The last one.
Let's hear it.
First national championship, right? When Keely gets that pick six, I'm literally screaming in the middle of the night. My mother-in-law is in the room above me. She thinks like something's going on with the baby because I'm just like, we're gonna win, screaming, like jumping up and down, going crazy. And you know, it's pretty late when that's going down there. And my mother-in-law is not a football person, so that's probably my favorite, like getting loud and rowdy at the house. But with Aylin last week with Stackhouse getting the pick. Now my daughter is 100% just like echoing what I'm saying, but she's like running around going, Snack House has got the ball.
Snack House. Yes.
And I'm like, this
Awesome.
is a moment I will never let my daughter forget.
Yes.
She's gonna like
That's amazing.
That's good stuff.
You know,
that's one of those moments you want recorded.
That
Like,
oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's good
You know,
stuff, man.
It's funny talking about where you were at when Keely picked the ball off. This is something we've never told anybody, I don't think, on Row 60. We've never shown this. Adam knows exactly what I'm about to say. And I know this guy's not listening. So we filmed
Sure he's not, Clark?
Oh, I'm sure he's not. If he is, then this is going to be really awkward. But anyway, so we interviewed a guy for episode number 25. This was 2 years ago, right after our first national championship. And his name is Craig Campbell. And Craig Campbell he's kind of a well-known country artist, right? And he likes the DAWGS. And so we were thinking, okay, maybe we can get him on and interview him a little bit. And so we did. And it was actually a great interview up until we asked him where he was for the Keely Ringo pick six. And when we asked him, he kind of just froze and he was like, where was I? And he was like seriously having to think about where he was during that moment. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're a big Georgia fan, you've got to know where you were in that moment, right? Like that's one of the biggest plays in Georgia football history,
when you know,
if
baby.
not the biggest. And so he was just he didn't. I don't think he actually gave us an answer like where he was in that moment. So
It
was awkward.
It was a good interview, and the why nobody see it is the audio got botched on it, so we dropped our one chance of interviewing a celebrity.
Damn. Damn.
We may release it.
Celebrity.
Yeah. Oh, if we got Joey Chestnut on the podcast, though, that would be fun.
Oh man, that would be awesome. Yeah, this
Oh,
is
my gosh.
wild, man. You know, I'm in the dark right here.
Hey, it looked good though. I mean, like the outline with your shirt,
Yeah.
the accents.
It's popping a little bit. That's right.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be my new
it is.
recording. You know, instead of getting a bookshelf, I'm just gonna go dark.
There you go. TJ, do y'all know the name James Jackson?
Yeah, he was a quarterback.
Nope.
Number 15, right, TJ? Yeah, I think it was a quarterback that beat Clemson in '84. Maybe. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know.
Yeah. Wyatt Field said, wait, serious question. What time should I leave? Left for the Kentucky game, and I was late to my parking spot. So I'm thinking at 11. Yeah, if you're trying to get a good parking spot, it's always a madhouse, especially if you're playing a big opponent like Ole Miss. But I think if you left at 11, you'd probably be able to find some spots still.
Well, game day is going to be there too, so might have a little more traffic early.
Yeah. What a lot of kids do, or a lot of people that go to game day do, they don't necessarily park. I see a lot of people dropping people off at Myers Quad. So I don't know if that will – I'm sure that will have some effect, but I wouldn't say it's going to be super significant. I don't know. And then also, Wyatt said interview Scott Howard. And I don't have any beef with Scott Howard. I don't know why people think I do. I think he's missed a few opportunities to call some really big stuff.
That's a good row 60. That's a good row 60 joke. Scott Howard and Clark's beef.
Yeah,
that's
the feud. Yeah.
That's
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, I love JR. Yeah, hot dog eating contest. I would give it my all. Love that.
Yeah, if you get Joey
Kale's
Chestnut,
got the perfect person for the podcast, he says.
Who is it, Kale? I love that emoji. That's one of my favorite emojis.
Just sophisticated thinking.
Yes. Corey Smith. Interview Corey Smith. He's a big dog fan. That'd be cool. Yeah, Kale, hop on, man. Corey Smith. Oh yeah. Every dog has its day. That Corey Smith?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep. That's right.
That's it.
Wishing I was 21.
Figured Adam would know. But Blue got the pleasure of meeting
good
Mr.
stuff,
guy.
Yep.
Oh man, God, this thing is going on for 2 hours. I told Adam, I said, look, guys, look, we may hop on for about 30 minutes.
We'll set the backstory.
No, time gets away from you.
Oh yeah, we're scrambling, man. We're thinking about what we need to do. You know, we couldn't get a call-in show right like the traditional way you've seen the past couple of years. And we just kind of said, man, let's just hop on, on the chat here and get one of these deals going on. This is my first Skype call ever, or yard streaming, yard streaming,
all right,
Zoom, whatever.
The Skype
used to be back in the day, man. Like back in the day, about 2011, you get on the Skype. Sue's on the Skype, call them up, and
Yeah,
I studied abroad. I got through.
I personally found StreamYard. Yeah,
I'm with you.
I personally found that StreamYards like this is just the back and forth and the like. If you've seen any of my streams, like when I have other people on, like it just makes it. You just get lost in it because you're having conversations about college football, about the stuff that you love, which. Y'all two together in studio, you could bounce back and forth with each other. But when you have to be separate, when you could do stuff like this and you bring on guests, and to me, and some of my favorite like Star Wars YouTubers do this all the time. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
That's a good time, man. It's just like sitting at the coffee shop with your buddies, but virtually,
Yeah.
all
going
sipping
to the
on some
cafe,
water.
going to the cafe and getting a biscuit, and going to the coffee shop. You know,
and
whatever.
if I may too, Discord offers something like this as well. If you would entertain, you know, I could possibly be like your unofficial Discord. I could rename it the Roast 60 Discord as well, or I could make y'all your own. And I seen that y'all joined in, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But, there's like a video chat channel in there too. Like you could sit there and do watch parties for games and all kind of stuff like that. So
the reason I think the only reason we do, I've looked into Discord. I don't know too much about it, but I just say for us, like Facebook, YouTube, we get a lot of traffic through those. Discord, like if I don't know it that well, I don't know if I'm comfortable. And I appreciate the offer. But we'll look into it. We'll look into it for sure. I do want to talk about this for a second.
I love Will's comment. Let me just say about Will's comment.
Okay, yeah.
I am going to, Will, you're right. I need to get on to him. I've been humble about it, trying to be the bigger guy. But Georgia wins tomorrow, especially if they lose to Georgia Tech. I'm calling them, letting them know. So, anyway,
I haven't talked to many close people. No, it's no problem. Blake Newman, make a flag. I want to do this. And what I want to do, so shout out to my buddy Strawberry. His nickname Strawberry. Mike Quire.
Strawberry.
Yes, Strawberry.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine from Atlanta. He's a teacher too, just like old Rich. And he started this tradition with Eric Church, and he had this Eric Church flag, and every concert he went to, he would take it and let his friends and his people sign it. And then one day he actually gave it to Eric Church. So it's a cool story. All that to say, what I'd love to do is make a Row 60 flag and kind of let it travel and let people sign it. I think that would be really cool.
You know, we can send it. Yeah. That's right.
Have people from all over. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
We get Star Wars and Kale in Georgia here, and then send it up to Buffalo, New York. Get Rich to sign it, then send it out to Houston, and then let Florida. We'll send some stamps every way. And then, send it down to Florida for Jim, but probably logistically it would be best to send it to Houston to Blake and let Blake sign it in Houston, put the old stamp on it, and send it up to Missouri for Ryan.
Yeah. Gotta get Ryan Day in there.
That's a great that is a great idea, Clark. I didn't even think about that. That would be good. Yeah. That would be good. That would be awesome. And then have it on in the background.
Yes. That'd be good. Yes. We'll think about that for sure. Awesome. I've ordered us some buttons. I wish I could show y'all what they look like.
Let's go.
Yes, we got some buttons, and we'll send them out to some patrons. So if you're a patron,
hat button.
Wait a minute.
I need a good hat button.
A good hat button?
Yeah.
I don't know if
that'd be those.
This is like a.
You're talking. Guys.
I'm talking like
badge.
I'll look into that too, though. I like that. That's a good idea.
I need one. I need one now.
We'll send you one if we make some more. Let's see.
I'll buy
it. Shannon Shipley, everybody wear your lucky gear tomorrow. I might pull this out, Adam. What do you think?
What?
I was saying I might pull this out tomorrow.
Yeah, you might do it. I've never seen you wear it. Never seen you wear it.
Really?
Yep. I was looking.
Patreon link.
A lot of wild stuff is going on right here, boys, in the old car at night. The instrument cluster just randomly lit up for no reason. I'm in the passenger seat, just chilling.
It's kind of scary. I was about to say you really do have a happy haunt.
The instrument cluster just kind of lit up, so made a noise. I don't know what these cars do these days, man.
Yeah, Patreon. If you all want to join, patreon.com/Row60. You can download the app, or you can search online. Caitlin just got here. Caitlin, come here. Come say hey to the people at 10:40 at night. Come say hello to everybody.
We're all just having a grand time.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, Caitlin.
We're just having a good old time. Just shooting the bull.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a good group.
I think eventually too, Adam, and we've talked about this, we've got to get Caitlin and Kelsey to do like a bonus episode and just let them have the mic and say what they want to about us so they can vent And
yeah.
I think that would be
Be
good.
hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Good
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Kelsey's definitely got some stuff, and Caitlin does too.
What were you saying?
We should do like a wives tell all. So like you guys submit questions or your wives submit questions about dealing with men during football season.
And not just
Oh,
any
yeah.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
Adam Thornton.
And
I mean,
oh yeah, diehard fans, our group,
Yeah.
dealing with our group. That the women should start a group up of how do you deal with your husband during football season.
Could be
a
a
woman's
podcast.
support group. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh man, you going to bed? Good night.
and I tell them the
She just
same
chucked
thing.
up the deuce.
Look, this is the deal. This is the deal, gentlemen. How many games does University of Georgia play each year?
15.
15? Right. Exactly.
15.
Max out at
You
15.
dang right.
How many days did the good Lord give us to make a full calendar year? 365, right?
Right.
So
Sometimes 364.
No,
Leap
so that'd
years.
be 366, brother. We go the
Oh,
opposite
extra.
direction. Right?
Extra day.
Math.
Other way.
We don't lose
Other
a
way.
day. We don't lose a day.
I know what you're getting at,
But I
though.
understand
man.
that. You're
Sorry,
right.
sorry.
You got to put in the leap year. So my thing is, man, if you're asking for 15 days, right? 15 days to watch the Dogs, then 350 other days to, not have football.
Mm.
Don't be a Bills fan too.
For sure.
And then Rich, yeah, if you're an
Rich
NFL
got
fan,
like
too.
16, 17 more.
Yeah, then you added more for the NFL fans.
Add a
That's
couple
right.
more in there.
That's right.
Yeah, the fall
That's right.
weekends are rough.
That's right. So, I mean, that's
Always
why
bye
we
week,
enjoy
baby.
it every.
That's how we get to the pumpkin patch.
There you go. That's right, man. Oh, it's good stuff. That's good stuff.
This has been fun, man.
Yep.
It's been a lot of fun.
This is just getting, what do you?
Sorry.
I've got a question if
Yeah.
you need. At this part of the season, is our team what you thought it was going to be, or under expectations, exceeding expectations, as easy as you thought it was going to be, or possibly on the struggling a little bit more than you thought? What do you think?
This is a great question.
This is a great question, Star Wars. I heard somebody else want to start off.
I'll say.
Let's have the host get after it.
I'll say it's been a little underperforming. Granted, I don't think we've really been tested to really know what this team is. And I mean, Kentucky gave us a test. Missouri definitely tested us. I think after tomorrow, I'll be able to say, okay, this team met or is now meeting my preseason expectations, or we're falling a little short still. But regardless, it doesn't really matter. As long as we're winning games, I couldn't care less, what my expectations were,
A dub is a dub is
That's right.
a dub.
The biggest thing for me is how each side of the ball, kind of the expectations I had for them was kind of flipped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. That I would,
100%.
I feel like the offense has exceeded my expectations. Carson Beck has exceeded it, and the defense, even though they're good, and we're just spoiled Georgia fans right now. I think the biggest mistake though with that's unfair to them is we've compared them, nationally to the past 2 years, which are just unreal teams. And even though they're still good players, man, and still a good unit altogether, I don't know. I just feel like I thought maybe the defense would be a little bit better, but I mean, still both units being in the top 10 is amazing. But the offense, I think, has definitely exceeded my expectations so far.
What about you, Star Wars? What you think?
Yeah, I share Adam's sentiment that it's kind of flip-flopped a little bit. I thought our defense was going to be quite good. I didn't think we would have a huge drop-off offensively because a lot of people like to overlook last year offensively, we were quite good,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We were pretty good. Yeah, I feel like it's flip-flopped a little bit. I thought our strength was really in the defense, and really when our defense takes the field, I tend to get a bit nervous this year.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're right, man.
Yeah.
but I think
Is
they're
my
both
internet
solid.
cutting out?
Might
Am I
be a little
cutting?
bit there, Star Wars, maybe.
It's all good. You're good.
I'd say this though, man. I think when Georgia's on both sides of the football playing their A+ game, they can beat anybody in the country.
Yep.
Oh, well, I agree. Well, so like the Kentucky game this year, which, being honest, Kentucky had some great drives and they shot themselves in the foot, which made us look better than we were in that game. But we started strong, other than just being a second half adjustment team, which is a really good remark on our team this year. The way that we can adjust both offensively and defensively in the second half to where we have that team's number and we know what to do and we handle the game from there. But Kentucky, I feel like we looked better than we actually are, just because they penalized themselves. They shot themselves in the foot too much.
Right.
It's fair.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. You know, it wasn't really us putting them behind the chains as far as just as penalties as well. And I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's
not to say I don't think we can go the distance, because I think we can, because there's not many teams that really scare me. Now, an elusive running back that throws the ball sometimes that wears crimson is slightly intimidating to us, being that's our kind of kryptonite. I still think our offense is so fine-tuned, and by then we'll have the greatest football player in college football back on the field.
Right.
I think we can win any shootout we get into. I firmly believe that we can. It's just that I didn't expect to have to be that kind of team this year.
Yeah. I'm with you. Well, the thing is, I mean, we're playing for the postseason, and not to say that these games aren't important leading up to the postseason, but Kirby understands, you know, you got to save your energy, to be quite honest, and your horses for the last 3-4 games you get, or not 4, the last 3 games you could potentially get in the postseason.
Right.
Also, let's talk about this for a second. Me and Adam, when did we talk about this? I feel like it was last week going to the Missouri game. Yeah, it was. We were talking about next year, the 2 teams in the national championship could play up to 17 games. First of all, that's awesome. Give me that. I love that. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
But 17, that's a ton of football for a team, especially to try to stay healthy through all 17 games.
Yeah. See those undefeated seasons go down a lot faster because of the amount of injuries.
That's right. You could easily get in the playoff. A very successful elite year, like with next year's schedule, should be 10-2. I think. Well, as far as it could be, is what I should say. Rephrase that. It'll open up the door, because I think 10-2 will get you in the playoffs next year with Georgia's schedule.
Yeah,
a 12-team playoff, man. I think so. I think.
What's even going to be crazier? Oh, go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Oh no, that was about it. That was all.
I fear that with that playoff, though, you're going to have more of them blowouts like we had with TCU, like where there's going to be some games where the teams that just, you know, say SEC team goes up against Pac, you know, that's okay, not always, but it's going to be a blowout, and that's not good TV, right? Yeah. I remember coming home or coming to work the next day after the national championship and be like, "Did you watch that whole game?" I'm like, "Of course I watched that whole game." They're like, "That's the worst game I've ever seen in my life. It was just a blowout." And I'm like, "Perch, it was a great day for me, but
that's right. That's right.
It was fantastic for me. I loved every bit of it.
I love it.
Stuff like that." And back to that last question real quick. I just want to touch base about like how this season is. If I just looked at the scoreboard at the end of the week, I'm feeling okay. Like, I don't feel like it's too far off from what I wanted.
Okay,
but when I look at that first quarter, first half sometimes this year, that is the part where I'm like, where these are not the dogs that I expected. Is there
a portion of that we just been spoiled the last 2 years?
I agree 100% with that. especially when you come at when I was at the Vanderbilt game. I've talked about this already a few times. But like when I hear all the hate on Beck for missing one or two passes, like guys, we have a great quarterback right now. Like I know he doesn't hit every single pass, but like
he is human.
The fact that he misses one pass, throws
one, if you really look,
throws one interception, and you're calling for Brock Vandagriff. Come on now, like,
yeah,
like how many years did you guys did we not have that kind of quarterback play that we were begging for something like this?
Most years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's you know, I mean, that's I agree. Carson Beck has exceeded expectations, and
yeah, I'm
thankful.
curious with Jim's thoughts on the season. What he thought was going to play out.
Oh, me, yeah. So offensively, I think we're pretty set. You've got to look. Carson has thrown the 19 targets this year so far.
Oh yeah, spreading it around
all over the field. I really like Cash Jones. The way he's performed when they put him in, he looks really good.
Yeah.
He's one of those running backs that like to catch the ball downfield too.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
The defense, I think, has been okay. They've had some really good, outstanding plays, but I see a lot of sloppy mess in there too, where they're really not really attacking the ball.
Yep.
You know, they're not turning. They're not fighting for the ball when it's coming down those big plays. And it always seems to nip us in the butt year in the past, you know, having, you know, thousands of heartbreaks. You know, it's always the one big play that ruins it for us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I haven't seen a lot of that this year, but it always seems there's at least one time in the game where Carson will throw it into double coverage when he's got a man wide open. He misses that.
I agree. It's been pretty limited though, which is good. I mean,
which is good. I like to see that. He's, you know, normally performing like a surgeon out there, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I really like that. That's a really good name right there.
Fits right in the hole.
Surgeon.
Yep.
But
precise, man. He's definitely. I'm excited to have him. And you know, that's one thing. Me and Logan were talking about, Jim, today was, when is the last time, or it might have been somebody else, can't remember if it's me, Logan, and me, or Taylor. Anyway, you know how it is. Talk a lot of people about football on Fridays, but when's the last time you hadn't seen a first-year starting quarterback just have that game? You know what I mean? That where just rough on. You know, Jalen Milroe had it against Texas. You say that just the performance just sitting there, you know, is not his best game. But I feel like Carson Beck has not had a game where he has not played well enough that Georgia couldn't win the football game. You know what I mean? In the sense that I feel like Beck hadn't had that game where, more roundabout way of saying that, where he's just struggled completely, in my opinion.
You look at his stats, he's over 72%.
Oh, yeah.
2,700 yards. I'm looking at his stats right now.
Yep.
So that's pretty outstanding. You know, only 4 interceptions of the year. And a couple of those weren't even really fair interceptions. They were like tipped, and which I don't think is fair. They call that an interception on the quarterback when the ball gets tipped. But that's my personal preference. But
that's what that advanced stats are for, right?
There you
go. With Beck early in the season, I felt like there was a lot of those deep balls that he would throw that would miss, and I feel like that is the rate at which that happens now has gone down so much. Like there's moments there when that pass goes deep and the guy drops it or tips it or is not running, but like I just feel like I've loved what I've seen. I came in not expecting a lot from him. Like I expected game manager, run the ball with the staple of running backs. Like in the beginning of the run here. We had all those running backs. We had Zeus, we had Cook, Edwards, Swift.
Yeah.
Like that's how I expected it to be. And then he just comes in and he's slinging it. Like, you can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just looking at
Yeah,
Jackson
what's been? Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
5%. So.
Mm-hmm. What's been killing me this year is hearing the maybe more average or your average fans complain about Bobo just because they're echoing what they have heard in the past, and it just irks me when people try to voice such a loud and such a surefire opinion about something when it's like, have you been watching the games? Like, our offense is lights out.
Yeah. Or do you know enough about the game to even be making this kind of comment? There's one lady specifically that sits in section 108, row 55, I think, 57, one or the other. And she will not shut up. Every single game, it is Mike Bobo this, Mike Bobo that. What are we doing? Yeah. This looks like Mike Bobo and so year. And it's like, God, just chill out. We're winning football games. You know, it's stuff like that. And on the dog bin, if any of y'all are on there, I mean, it's the same thing. It's people just can't be happy. You know, they can't appreciate what they got.
Some people enjoy.
What my fear was. Sorry, go ahead, Adam.
Oh, no. I was just going to say some people enjoy almost to the point of making a point, having a prediction, and Georgia losing and saying that they're right instead of just enjoying the moment of eating crow. I've ate crow so much on this show, man, and having my opinion out there and just but I'm glad to eat it. I'm glad to eat it, you know, most of the time because it's always been about something. So I think some people just honestly are just how they're wired, and I hate it that way, that just dwell, you know, in the misery of just stuff. Just can't be happy, can't grasp where Georgia is at football right now, and always have to have.
It's more about being right. It's more about being right. It's to me, it's like correct. To me, it's like that Alabama fan that we all hated, that just would just loudmouth and just run their gums, and it's. Unfortunately, we're going to have some of that because we are such a high-level platform team. Is we're going to have those types of people that come in that don't really know much about the game, don't really watch the whole game. They're the type that leave in the third quarter when the game is in hand. They don't watch the rest of the game. They don't study what's going on. Like, I don't, watch every single play and break it down or nothing like that. But I'm still watching I'm on the edge of my seat every single snap, right? But you have some loudmouths that get on there that have such a strong and loud opinion of something that they might have just watched college football final to find out what the heck happened in the game. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have that. So it is what it is, and
every team's got it. Every team's got
like
it.
This. Where we have great people talking about some football.
And then the thing is, we've experienced, and this is bizarre, Row 60 has experienced one loss in which we avenged. That's just crazy to think about.
It's crazy.
And y'all are probably, and Adam and I talk about this all the time, we say maybe the podcast that's going to get, the episode that's going to get the most views, the most listens will probably be the one where we just fall flat on our face and lose. But even if that happens, and it will eventually, maybe not this year. Hopefully not this year.
Hopefully not this year.
But it will. And
hopefully not.
We
can't sustain
our
it this year.
That's right.
Right. Our attitude, though, will be just gratefulness that we've even got to experience this. I would assume that's Adam's.
100%.
Because
man.
we've been.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been places. We've traveled and seen this team, much like a lot of y'all have, and we've watched years and years, and we've seen the mediocrity of. And I love Mark Richt, but his teams, I mean, they just underperformed and it stunk.
Right.
And now that we're here, we can appreciate it. So,
well, we've talked about that before, man, that, we just wanted for that longest stretch, the heartbreak in 2012, the heartbreak in 17, man, and just wanting to see Georgia win a national championship. And now that we have seen Georgia win a national championship, it's almost like I don't know. You feel like you've got it, and I don't care. I mean, losing sucks. So
Like you're
it's
entitled.
going to be awful. It's going to be awful when Georgia does lose, but
It's gonna hurt. They're gonna rush the field.
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes losing. Nobody even likes losing
They're
to
gonna rush the field.
Their little cousin in tic-tac-toe or something, right? I mean, nobody likes losing anything. So, so seeing Georgia lose as a fan, well, it'll sting. It'll sting, but you know, hopefully it won't be this year. We'll see. But it's been one of these all-time runs.
Definitely not tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So Shannon's got. That's right. That's right. Not at home, man. So I just it's amazing that I can't even comprehend. Growing up, I couldn't even comprehend Georgia going 12-0 in one season. But now the fact that we're staring 3 seasons in a row, 12-0 regular season in the face, is you have to pinch yourself. And I know we talk about it on the podcast all the time. We're blue in the face, but that's why we got to do what we're doing right now, man. Is sitting here just talking about it and just being joyful about it, because these days are truly special watching Georgia football, man. And they don't come around. They won't ever come around like this again whenever this era ends. But that's why we got to enjoy the ride, because it's special. It's special.
Yeah.
Hey,
Michael, are you trolling, or is that an actual Ole Miss fan?
I think he is an Ole Miss. He said a hottie toddy
on YouTube, yeah,
which is cool. Hey,
find that link and get in here. I want to hear what he says.
Yeah, UGA fans are better than Bama fans. I'd like to think so. I feel like we do have a little bit more class.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Michael. Thank you for checking us out, man. We're just some guys just having good conversation, man.
Yeah.
Like old round table conversation. Just
like
I mean,
I don't know about y'all, but I'd like to hear some no trolling. Okay.
Yeah. I'd love another perspective.
I'd like to hear his perspective.
Awesome, Thank you for checking us out.
Josh just said we definitely have more teeth. Oh man.
Alabama.
Jeez.
Oh gosh. Wow.
Oh man. But no, Michael, Ole Miss has a really good football team. I can't believe how well their defense is been now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that shocked me, is the fact they lead the conference in sacks, right? And it's I think they've come leaps and bounds on the defensive side of the football. And of course, Lane Kiffin's always put together a respectable offense. And definitely, if Georgia doesn't show up and play their A game tomorrow, and Ole Miss plays their A game, then you're gonna get beat. You're gonna get beat. Mm-hmm. But I feel good about it. I'm glad this game isn't in Oxford. That's for sure. But
yeah, the last time we were there, oh my gosh, that was miserable. That was a terrible day.
Yep.
Ugh.
Right.
Kale said Kirby wants this win tomorrow more badly than y'all know. Ole Miss is the only SEC school left he hasn't defeated as a head coach. That's exactly right. He's 0-1 against the Rebels. He lost, good gosh, to Hugh Freeze back in the day at Ole Miss.
2016.
Yep. I mean, they stomped us. And I didn't realize, Adam, we were ranked at that point. I thought for some reason, I guess I was early on in the season. Yeah, we were like 12 and they were like 23rd.
Yeah, well, you beat
was that before the Tennessee game? The Hail Mary, back-to-back Hail Marys?
Yeah.
This was the fourth game of the year. Because you went to you beat North Carolina in the Dome, and then Nicholls State. It barely won that one. Then I think you went to Missouri, and you beat Missouri. You beat Missouri on that. The Jacob Eason, Isaiah McKenzie, and then the very next week's when the Ole Miss debacle happened. So,
Isaiah McKenzie.
Isaiah McKenzie, right there, Rich Beck. Love that, brother. Love it.
That was a wild game.
Yeah, it was. That's good stuff.
I'm looking at a bunch of stats here for just comparing for tomorrow, and how evenly balanced Georgia is between the run game and the pass game. They're only 13 more pass attempts than there are running plays. The Ole Miss is over
in favor of Georgia.
Well, I'm talking about just the Georgia
run versus pass.
Run versus pass.
Oh, I see.
12 more pass attempts than there are running plays. Ole Miss is rushing heavy, obviously, with the freak running back they got, but There are over 100 more rushing plays than they do passing. So we talked about earlier, setting the edge.
Yeah, need it,
That's
especially with the scrambling quarterback.
That's right. Keeping
Do
them
they
shut
run
them
that
down.
stretch
pockets.
like last week?
We
Yeah.
can do that
Yeah, they will,
early,
Rich.
like Adam was talking about, keeping those guys, get them into those third down conversions, which are horrible at. And we just get them 3 and out.
We're really good at. We're topping the nation at it, though. So
Yep.
That's right.
third down efficiency, we're number one, are we not?
Yes, I think we're on up there if we're not number one. But
yeah, overall efficiency, I think we're ranked 5th, but every other category we're number 1 in the country defensively, which surprises me because I feel like there was a drop off this year, but perhaps the rest of the country dropped off even lower. So
right.
Home field advantage is definitely going to be awesome tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be electric, man. I feel good about it. It's just going to be a fun game. This is why we love the sport. This is why all 5 of us are up at 11 o'clock on a Friday night getting fired up. It's because we love football. We love the anticipation of what you're going to see, because you never know what's going to happen between those white lines. And for that, few hours that you're watching that game, you forget about the real world stuff you got going on and just focus on seeing your favorite team play football. That's why
I know it's going to go on. It's going to be DAWGS 38-24. That's what it's going to be.
I like it. Or I like it, Jim. That's exactly right. So I think it's going to be something like that. I can see between 10, 14 points. But what an opportunity, man. I mean, again, the eyes of the college football world are in Athens, Georgia. And everybody in the college football world, besides folks in Starkville, Mississippi, want Georgia to win. I mean, Georgia to lose, I mean, the only other team that's not Ole Miss is Mississippi State that's going to be pulling for Georgia. So the rest of the country wants to see Georgia lose, and that's what's exciting about it, man. It's just knowing that we're the big bad wolf now.
That's right.
And
darn right.
And teams lose to Georgia right when they get off the bus. So
before you throw the prediction out there, make sure everybody, all you Row 60 people, get your picks in. Right?
Good point. That doesn't mind you.
You got to get your picks in.
I have missed on this. Where do you do this?
Yahoo. So and we'll do this again next year. We need to really notify the people better next year. Yeah. But we do this on Yahoo Fantasy. It's not my favorite, but it's really easy to set up and to pick. Might try it on the ESPN app next year, but Yahoo. We have there's Jim's got it there.
Pick 'em.
Gotta get it.
Yeah, the pick 'em. And so all that to say, I've got my picks. I'm 7th. No. I am. Let's see. I'm 10th of 49 in the Row 60. So I had a good week last week. So
hey, you're up there.
Awful.
In the middle.
Blake, I am still in the car, brother. I'm still in the car. It's getting a little stuffy in here.
It's got to prop the door open every once in a while.
I said the passenger seat. I've never done this in my life. I've never just sat in my wife's car in the garage, just sitting here in the passenger seat by myself at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh man!
You're in the garage,
we need
right?
Another boom since you're out there.
Boom!
And that one didn't wake up Callie. Or sorry, the first one, that one did. So.
That one might have. We'll see.
He said.
Look, fellas, I'd love to keep going.
Carl,
this has been amazing.
Fantastic. I'm glad this worked out good. I was like, let's do this, man. And me and Clark, so this is definitely going to be a staple.
Oh, yeah.
Come up with the name of all this, like the crew members. I like the Row 60 After Dark.
We might change the name. I did Row 60 Roundtable,
but Row 60 After Dark.
Yeah.
I like it.
Rad.
Rad. Yes. That's rad. Yeah. Wow. Look at the branding. But yes, we're going to close this out. I got to edit. I got an hour or two to edit before I'm about to pass out. And
score predictions real quick for everybody.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I think that'd be a great way to end it.
Yeah.
So you said 38-24, Jim. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Adam, let's go you next.
Man, I don't even remember what I said in the podcast, to be honest with you, but I think 34-24, Georgia.
Ooh, okay. All right. Rich, what about you?
I want to get into the 40. I'm going to go 42.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go 42, like 21.
Yes, sir.
There's no doubt anymore.
The
dog,
that's stout,
the
brother.
dog has awoken.
Let's go.
We're ready to play now. This is the real schedule. Kirby.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Kirby is holding them back, but
Right.
not giving it everything we could give. Right now, you're gonna have Ladd catching the passes.
Right.
You're gonna have Brock walk on the field. I'm hoping he plays. He's
That's
gonna
right.
walk on the field.
That's right.
There's gonna be an ovation. It's gonna be crazy there because Kirby called for it. It's gonna be too much for the Reds to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I like it.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Star Wars. What say you?
I've got I got 42-28. A little tighter, but I will say I think they're a team that won't go away. I think we get a good lead first and we hold the lead steadily, and at the end it looks like they're going to come back, but they ain't got enough juice to get there.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough out, man, but I think it's gonna be close. But I think around that 10 to 14 point window is where it's gonna be at. But
for sure,
y'all, I think Star Wars said it best. This game could.
Sorry,
Star Wars said. Dang, I'm already boring you, man. I'm ready to shut this thing down.
11 o'clock. I'm my teacher, bro. I'm ready to be out.
That's right.
That's true. It is true.
Going to wrap it up for us then.
Oh gosh, no, I don't want that kind of pressure. But I think Star Wars said it best at the very beginning of the show. He said, this could go a lot of different ways, and I think he's right. Like Georgia could potentially blow out Ole Miss, and by blow out I mean like 14, maybe 21 points.
20, yeah.
It could be tight. Second option number 2, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards, or option 3. Ole Miss beats us by 14. I don't necessarily see that happening, especially at home. And with the team we've got, right? So I'm going to go Dogs 38, Ole Miss 33. I think it's a sloppy game, especially if it's going to be rain. 5-point victory. Just get out of there with a win and move on.
Just get out with a victory, man.
Yep.
Get that dub. Dub's a dub.
That's it.
Love that, baby.
Well, I'm going to save my voice. I'm not going to do the whole what Adam does. Adam, if you want to,
let's get a sign off and a simultaneous bark. How about that?
Yes. Oh, I like it. A little pep talk. Here we go.
Yeah.
What's that now? All right. So I'm going. You want me to do a deal, and then we all bark at the end?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
What's late on a Friday night? And here's the deal: we're the University of Georgia. We have not lost a football game in Sanford Stadium since before the world knew what COVID-19 was. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Georgia doesn't lose at home. Georgia doesn't lose on the prime time. Okay? This is the fact right here that Georgia is built for these games. The culture is instilled. The foundation was laid a long time ago to perform at a high level at these games. Ole Miss is still building theirs. They're just not up. Man, I mean, we're sitting here talking and worried, and myself included, about Ole Miss, man. Not where, I mean, this team could beat you, but it's not going to happen tomorrow night, man. These seniors are not losing at home their final game. Georgia's winning this football game, boys. 34-24. Just mark it down right now.
Nice.
Y'all rest. Be loud tomorrow. Love y'all, baby. Love y'all. Be loud, whether you're there in front of a TV. Be in touch with us, man. We're going to do this way more often because this has been fun. This is one of the best things we've ever done. So I'm excited about it, baby. Dogs, baby. Until next time.
Y'all.
Let's go.
Yes.